Good morning, beautiful people. It is Monday, the 17th of August. Welcome to TDA, the day after your favorite news platform and the home of popular culture as defined by you wonderful people that make up this glorious, divine, and beautiful culture. And of course, like we are every blessed morning, we're hosted by the very best, the supreme and very best. Please introduce yourselves.
It's your girl Justine representing the Black Queens in the fitness scene. How you mean? How you mean? How you mean?
Come on.
Christy, Queen of BOE. People are going to get a lot of fire today.
Fire upon them.
You're being pre-warned.
We're prepared.
Nice. I need to work on the intro still, but yeah, my name's
That's
Jordan.
crazy.
Oracle. It's all good. That's not. I'm learning.
Oracle, yeah?
Yeah.
All right then, Neil.
Oh, man.
Oracle.
And they call me E-Man, the pro-black activist, TDA producer, news analyst, melanin jam-packed. Brent, you in the building?
One more family. Morning.
How you doing, man?
I'm blessed and highly favored. Hopefully, all our shareholders got our annual report. I think it was sent out yesterday.
Indeed.
I hope you all got it. If not, please check your emails. It might be in spam. It shouldn't be because Stephen sent it. You shouldn't have Stephen in spam.
Sorry.
What happened?
Private joke.
Yeah, welcome.
Are we not allowed to have private jokes?
Yeah, 100%.
I knew it. Can't wait.
Godfrey's favorite.
Come on.
And God's favorite, obviously. Gina, obviously. I hear you. I'm shy. All right, cool. The weekend was terrible, obviously.
Yeah.
Obviously, for everybody for different reasons and that. But we here. I hope everybody in the chat is good. I hope their family's well. And I hope your week is blessed. Let's begin the show.
Yes. We ain't got any videos for the intro. We've got a lot of videos on topic of the day. Really want you guys to chime in the conversation. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, just put the Discord on.
Yes, thank you.
So that we can get people coming up ASAPity.
Yeah, man. And just join the Discord. The lines will be open. We want everyone to give their thoughts on this situation. But we'll get into that shortly. But let's get into the headlines.
All right.
Really?
Yep. Yep.
Oh,
She's going through it, and then
I can just imagine.
Sad, man. All right, people. So our first headline, very sad news, of course. Trigger warning on this one. This is about the former Cambridge professor, Jason Arday, who's passed away at the age of 41. He made history in 2023 as Cambridge's youngest ever black professor, and he was found unresponsive at an address in Battersea, South London on Friday and pronounced dead at the scene. The Met Police say his death is being treated as unexpected but not suspicious, and a file is being prepared for the coroner. It follows weeks of intense scrutiny of his academic credentials and his resignation from Cambridge earlier this month. In a statement, his family said that Jason had been subjected to a campaign of sustained abuse for over 3 years and asked the press to stop the campaign of harassment against him. Next headline takes us to Zambia, where President Hakainde Hichilema has widened his lead over rival Brian Mundubile to over 87,000 votes, with results confirmed from 49 of Zambia's 226 constituencies. The Electoral Commission is working to complete counting within its constitutional 72-hour window after a pause on Friday slowed down the process. The opposition leader briefly claimed victory on Friday based on his party's own parallel vote count before urging calm, obviously, whilst the official results continued. Turnout stood at around 56%, notably down from roughly 70% at the last election, as Zambians weigh Hichilema's economic reforms against the continued cost of living pressures. Next headline is a continuation, or an update rather, on the sad news that also happened in Colombia with the earthquake. The death toll now nears 300 as the search for the survivors end. So the search for survivors has formally ended a week after the 7.4 magnitude earthquake, Colombia's strongest in decades, with the death toll approaching 300. Over 12,000 homes were destroyed and 74,000 damaged, with more than 170 buildings collapsed across the western region. South Florida's Colombian diaspora has been mobilizing aid from Doral to Tampa as rebuilding efforts begin in earnest. The president, Abelardo de la Espriella, says that the government is now focused on rebuilding homes and providing relief to survivors. Next headline, and a Boston federal judge has allowed the Trump administration to end the temporary protected status for nearly 1,100 Somali nationals, removing their protection from deportation. It follows a Supreme Court ruling in June that curtailed the judge's power to review the DHS's effort to end the TPS designation. Again, the TPS is the temporary protected status designation for over a dozen countries. Those affected will lose both their legal status and work authorization once the designation formally ends, with the DHS urging people to leave now or be deported. Somalia remains deeply unstable, with ongoing conflict involving Al-Shabaab's militants and limited government control outside of Mogadishu. Next headline, and the government figures, this is in DR Congo, show that the Ebola virus, that particular strain, this strain basically, the outbreak has now killed 2,128 people out of around 4,566 recorded cases. This is the deadliest Ebola epidemic ever recorded in the country. The outbreak remains active across 5 provinces, with Ituri continuing to bear the brunt of both cases and the deaths. There's still no licensed vaccine or treatment for this specific strain, though the WHO's emergency committee met last week to reassess the international response. Health workers continue to battle the outbreak in a region already gripped by conflict and mass displacement. Now, last headline for now. Bus drivers are striking over the oven-like cabs during this UK heatwave, man. So the drivers have walked out over conditions in an unair-conditioned cab, which unions say have reached dangerous temperatures during this month's run of heat waves. The action highlights growing concern over how outdoor and transport workers are protected as UK summers grow hotter and more frequent. Unions are calling for mandatory cooling systems and clearer heat safety rules for bus operators nationwide, and it comes just days after the UK recorded its 5th hottest day ever, with temperatures hitting 38.1 degrees Celsius at Kew Gardens. And that is it for our headlines for now. Let's get to our topic of the day.
You keep beating him.
No, it was random.
Have you met before?
His brother-in-law.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, in-law.
In-law, not his brother.
How do you know that was the brother?
Because he said that's what he
He came up to you.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever met him. Have I met him?
Probably not.
That is crazy. So you recognize you?
I don't know. I literally.
Godfrey's favorite.
No, it was outside. I think it was Starbucks or Costa. Just like at Allgate.
Okay.
Yeah, and he was like, I'm Imran's brother-in-law. Oh, hi, nice to meet you.
Okay.
That was it. So,
All right.
Us or you?
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, crazy.
All right, people. So, obviously, everyone's heard the sad news, and obviously, I spoke about it briefly in the headlines. And we're going to be discussing the situation, the very sad situation, the death of Jason Arday, right? And I think it's important for us to start with who he was, because obviously, we obviously know that he was a professor and things of that nature. But before any of us are professors, podcasters, the greatest gymnast,
Gymnast.
influencer in the world and all them things there. We are human beings, you know what I'm saying? You know, so, you know what I mean? He was 41 years old and he was a father, man, you know what I'm saying? He was a partner, he was a husband, he was a son, he was a brother, and obviously he was a black academic who achieved something historically significant by becoming Cambridge's youngest black professor. And I think that's where the problem lied in it, you know what I'm saying? His achievements were too good for certain people in society to even believe that there was truth to it, that it could be valid, you know what I'm saying? So, I don't know, like, I think everyone can kind of pretty much remember where they were when they first heard the story, innit? What
Crazy,
happened,
I actually do, you know.
Mm.
I was on a bus, right? And the person sitting in front of me was going through the news feed. And I saw it over his shoulder.
Oh, wow.
That was how I noticed it. Like, oh my gosh. And I was like, and the thing, and what's crazy about it is that the person, I mean, I was a complete stranger, innit? But it was so like flippant the way they like just scrolled past it, like, oh, yeah, I mean, another news story. and thought, wow, like, it was like, it made it. I thought, okay, like this is a very divisive situation up until the moment that he passed away, and wherever you stood on the situation before he passed away, it's gonna obviously that's gonna reflect how it is you reacted to the news. So yeah.
Gina, do you remember what yours?
Christy, I literally was scrolling through my feeds and then you put it up. And I didn't think it was a joke here, but it's like, it just didn't make sense. Because I was like, we were just talking, like, do you know what I mean? Like, this has been a topic of discussion for a while. So I literally was like, I think I messaged you and I was like, you're joking. And then I just kept seeing it and I was just like, oh my gosh, it's actually real. Like, not that I thought it was a joke, but do you get what I mean? It just didn't register.
Yeah, man. And I think for me, what was I doing? I think I might have been talking to Brent about something. And then maybe, when there's a pause in communication, like an hour or something, and then Brent tells me, and my first response is bollocks. Like, no, you're lying. Then I go, because I get these Samsung news updates, and they are on point. They're so quick. So I'm thinking, I didn't see no notification. So I've gone to my phone, seen the notification was there. I just missed it. I was like, oh my God, what's happened there? And then shortly after, I get a message from Christy. And then, yeah, then it becomes real, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's so sad, man. It's so sad. What about you, Christy?
I was chilling. I was actually watching Silo, the recent episode of Silo, because it came out on Friday. So chilling in my living room. My sister was present. My son was somewhere. And, because we had gotten those stupid alerts. But I've switched it off.
Man.
So I didn't get it. But my sister obviously got it, and my son's
You
phone.
can turn it off?
Yeah.
I didn't know.
From the COVID times, because they was doing something.
Yeah.
You could because they did that as
Did
well
a test,
because
right?
because they did that because some people with DV they wanted them to have a safeguard around that time, so they said you can turn it off. So I'll turn it off from then. So all of a sudden I just hear I hear the alarm thingy. I was thinking that sounds familiar, but I was like, it went on my phone. And I was like, where's it coming from? But I realized obviously it's from my sister's phone or whatever. So obviously that happened twice, innit? So then anyway, I was watching. So my phone was literally like this on my thing, face down, and then I know the sound of the notifications when you get news notifications, innit? So it went off, but I just continued watching because I was just thinking they're probably saying because of the alarms that was probably what the news notification was. So I didn't thingy. Then I didn't really check it. So then maybe 5 minutes in, I said, oh, let me just turn my phone around, and I see the notification. And I kid you not, I screamed. My sister thought, what have I seen? And she even started panicking because the way I screamed was mad. And because we've already recently suffered some news already, she was obviously, I'm sure she was thinking, and she was like, what kind of thing? And even my son ran thinking what's going on or whatever. And I couldn't even bring myself to even say what it was. And then it took me a couple seconds to even relay what the thingy was. And she was just like, even her, she was like, what? So she even went to her news thing, just like, and I kid you not, I actually burst into tears. I immediately burst into tears because I'm just thinking, we were just talking about this. And I don't know, I just felt just immediately I don't even know what to, I don't know, it sounds cliche, but I just felt very gloomy. I just felt this, for all of what has happened and this is the end result. I'm just like, how did we get here? You get what I'm saying? Like, someone was just alive.
Yeah.
And as someone who's suffered death recently, I don't know, it just hit me. I didn't like it.
I get you.
I didn't like it. It definitely hit me. I was just like, to me, it's just, I don't even know what to say, to be honest. It was too. I was actually very upset. It ruined my whole weekend. And that's when I put it up, and you said, immediately I said, each and every one of you who jumped on the bandwagon. I literally put on my stories. I said, "F you," and that's not to the white media. That wasn't even to the white media. That was specifically for people in our community that felt they need to jump on the bandwagon. That was a direct message to them, because to me, you lot need to come to the front. You lot need to come to the front, because guaranteed, if you was getting such scrutiny and onslaught, you would never be able to take it. But I need you to take the scrutiny now. I need you to take it. Because you were so gleeful in jumping on the bandwagon. So gleeful. Think pieces, every think piece you could think of. Man in a van chatting. So happy to come online. Now look.
Yeah,
you wanna jump on the bandwagon, and my thing is, people can talk all day about, because the people they want to love to talk about identity politics and identity politics and this and that, and it's not every, because he's black we should support. I'm sorry, there's certain instances. That's why BOE comes to me. I don't give a heck. You know, when Issa Rae was just like, I'm rooting for everybody black. Yes, in certain contexts, yes I am. I couldn't give a heck. I couldn't give a heck. Because what was necessary, certain people didn't even know about him, and they were talking. Some people did not know them in a day in their lives. But until this media onslaught, you want to start jumping on and then you start doing TikTok videos and all sorts, and they're going to be chatting. Chat. You ain't never reached the significance he's ever reached, but you want to be talking. And again, and what I don't like about us is, I don't know when it started. I feel like it started maybe like around COVID times. The word accountability, we love it in our community. We love it. That's our favorite word, accountability. No, the self-appointed accountability police love it, and they were front and center. Okay. And we're quick to be like, we want to hold people accountable in our community, and this and that and whatever. That's great. That's all well and good. But the way, some people, for me, it ain't about that. Some people, for me, it's not. It's just to say, they just want something to say. So it's not about accountability. It's about who's quick to pull your card. It's quick to, you got your moment. Or why are you supporting just because it's black? All of them things, and it's not, to me, it's disingenuous. It's not about holding your community accountable. Because the same people will never even shop black. When you tell them shop black, they're chatting. They can't even do something minuscule as that. They even have an issue with that. But we're the first to be like, we need to hold ourselves accountable. But when it's time to stand the gap for certain people, for when certain things happen, when the white media because why was it a thing? You know when we was talking about this, I don't even want to mention the man. I really don't want to mention the man. But the man who set this thing off.
The white man.
Yeah, the white man that set this thing off. Yeah. I didn't actually know what he looked like. Yeah. I've only just recently saw what he looked like. I thought,
yeah.
Wait, hold on. And you can say this sounds emotional. I don't give a heck. You call me, I don't care. Call me call me everything. I will beat today. I don't care. I'm sorry, but when I saw the way he looked like, I said, of course you're angry. Look at the way you look. Of course you're angry, white man. Look at the way you look. Of course, the race that you are so hell bent on taking. Look, of course, look at you. Come like the return of the nerds, the revenge of the nerds.
He does look like a dweeb.
Like what we like.
Proper dweeb.
And then in the heinous things that he talks about, and I've got my revenge. Man has literally said, I've got my revenge. I don't know if this was before. I think this was obviously even before his death.
But to be fair, I don't know the revenge on what though. What was his revenge?
Because he was a former professor at Cambridge. He got fired.
But what's that got to do with Jason?
Because he feels that black people are inferior. So the fact that Jason was the youngest professor to be hired there, he's now got fired. He's thinking black people don't deserve that position. And they definitely don't. Definitely a black man can never deserve that position over me.
as actually he was like his actual like study of in like the way what he actually studied as a subject was essentially the idea that black people are inferior, and if we was to lower or remove DEI, then there would just be less black people in those kind of positions. He doesn't believe that there is a world where we would have earned those positions off of And the thing about it as well is that like I understand what you're saying about us as a community. I mean, there's definitely I'm sure a lot of us in here would have grown up knowing that black excellence is almost like the standard. Like you have to strive to be excellent because average is not good enough. It's not good enough to just be the same as them. So when somebody like Jason comes around and he's doing excellent, there's a lot of us who don't necessarily have those. They weren't raised to want to be excellent. So when they see in somebody else, it's what I mean.
And certain people, obviously. I mean, we're gonna get into Coffness and his nonsense.
That's his name.
Yeah, in a bit.
David
I do want us to, again to just
What would it even
speak
be about him?
about.
Yeah.
No, it definitely won't be about him. Not at all. But just to speak a bit more about Jason Arday and because, like Chrissy said, many of us didn't know about him. You know what I'm saying? But prior to this, I think I mentioned like maybe 2 years ago was when I first heard about his story.
I was aware of him. I think I saw like a piece of his channel. He did a Channel 4 interview with Krishna Guru Murphy.
Yeah.
I saw pieces of that whenever that came out. But it was only until like this whole thing that he kind of re-entered.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And that is not even by chance as well, though, isn't it? You know what I'm saying? When they want to bring down somebody, that's when the media will jump onto that. And obviously, then we'll hear about it. But to elevate him and look at his achievements, it's not going to be highlighted. You know what I'm saying? But I want us to look at a few videos so we can actually see the type of person he was. You know what I'm saying? And actually humanize the man before we get into some of the other things.
Yes. So I kind of am partial to his dreaming. I love it. Yeah, I love it. Absolutely love it. And it's important to actually know what he left, other than what it is that you've probably read in a multitude of publications and whatnot. If any of the 3 videos that I'm going to show, I basically like left these. If it is, I passed. Yeah, I'll be happy, man. I'll be happy. But this goes to his character. What he wanted for humanity, what he wanted for his people, what he fought for, who he was deep down, regardless of whether it is that he did any of the things that he said he did or didn't do. I think it's really important to know what it is that he left as a mark, which is sick for me anyway. Okay, first video. Check this out. Make this bigger. Large him up.
What is your message to black children who are told that they can't do something?
Will always supersede skill because it's immeasurable. But apart from anything else, you must always believe that you can do something great.
Come on.
And hope springs eternal. And belief is everything. You have to believe you can do that. And surrounding yourself with the really positive people and good people, and repetition to hear those messages over and over again is really the catalyst of kind of developing that way of thinking and visualizing it, manifesting it, speaking it into existence, and always speak good of people. You've got nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all. Speak good of people, because when you speak bad, all of that takes away from whatever good may be coming to you. So always have a good, good thoughts, good deeds, good heart, and think about people in the best way possible.
Amazing.
Sad, man.
Next one. Pull that back.
There are people suffering at unprecedented levels here. And I think actually when we think of monarchy, I think there's an opportunity there, if we were going to abolish monarchy, to redistribute all of that and to give to the majority of society who don't have. 70% of the British population consider themselves to be from a working class background and are currently living below the breadline. And I think there's a huge opportunity, if I had my way, for all of that resource to be redistributed between those that are greatly in need. Because what we do know is that those that are greatly in need are not particularly served well.
And this one.
There are people suffering at unprecedented levels here. And I think actually when we think of monarchy, I think there's an opportunity there, if we were going to abolish monarchy, to redistribute all of that and to give to the...
There you go. Right. Might remember this guy.
If you could change the world in any way, how would you change it?
I would take a thread and a needle and I'd interweave love into our society. That's what I would do. I think the absence of love in our society is absolutely palpable. I feel like the empathy we have for one another, the tolerance that we have for one another, it's completely eroded, you know, and there is so much anger in society. There's so much anger in society, and I often think, what would one replace that with? Because also that anger has become inflicted. You know, we're not kind of driven towards one goal. We're kind of turning on one another. And so for me, the thing that I would do if I could change the world, I would have the world and I'd have it spinning on this axis of love. That's what I'd have. Because we've lost, as a society, in my humble opinion, I think we've lost our way.
If you could change the world in any way, how would you change it?
Give me more academics. I push that. You get me?
True indeed.
That's how I remember him anyway.
It's sad, man. The next video I want us to watch here is basically an overview, because obviously many people are in the chat, and I don't want to assume that everyone's on the same page and knows everything about him and knows everything about the situation, the allegations, the this, the that, what it led to, and everything. So there's a video here that I want you guys to see, so everyone's up to speed, and then I guess we can chime in and we can give our takes on particular things. And I believe, Brent, that's the first video in the topic of the day section.
All right. This one?
Yes, that's the one.
40. This is 41-year-old Jason Arday. A few days ago, he was found dead at his home. He was a professor at Cambridge University. He was accused of plagiarism, then hounded by the British media with an astonishing 249 articles in 22 days. Jason resigned, saying he had reached the limits of what any person should reasonably be expected to endure. 188 of those 249 articles came after he resigned and said this. 9 days later, he was dead. But Jason's death also confirms what many black people in the UK already know. The society is outrageously institutionally racist, and the media is one of the hammers used to maintain that framework. Pay attention. The day Jason died, 1:01 a.m., the Mail runs a psychiatrist speculating about a condition that might explain him, a psychiatrist who had never met him. 3:11 p.m., the Telegraph publishes another piece contesting Jason's account of his own childhood. 1 minute later, at 3:12 p.m., the ambulance is called to his address. 6:12 p.m., the Times publishes a column mocking him. Jason is already dead. 8:40 p.m., the Times publishes his obituary.
Wow.
In 2023, Jason became the youngest black professor in Cambridge's 800-year history. I hate saying that because blackness isn't some handicap to be overcome. Almost immediately came the cries of DEI and wokeism. This is Nathan Kofnas, a self-described race realist who left Cambridge in 2024 after arguing that in a meritocracy, black people would disappear from almost every high-profile position outside sports and entertainment. His July blog post attacking Jason lit the fire. Then the Telegraph published an article titled "Cambridge's Diversity Poster Boy in Plagiarism Row." They knew that was like throwing raw meat to ravenous racists across the country. I'm not saying I know Jason was innocent. Fine, investigate him. Fire him if necessary. But the plagiarism was just the excuse. They went after his books, his visiting professorships, his marathons, his charity work, his childhood, his autism. They chose the target first, then built the case against him. This is William O'Reilly, A Cambridge associate professor found to have plagiarized his own undergraduate student. You ever heard of him? Did journalists investigate his childhood, his health, his entire life? I don't care whether Jason Arday was guilty. Academic misconduct deserves academic consequences. But the British press turned a black man into the centerpiece of a national anti-DEI witch hunt. And to the journalists who participated in this, white and black, you should spend the rest of your careers and lives in infamy, but I'm sure you'll sleep well at night. You need to have a soul not to. Jason, your life mattered and society failed you. Rest in peace. This is 41-year-old Jason Arday.
Yeah. So that's basically what happened, basically, guys.
And out of all of that, you think I should now take a position about, oh no, but he lied, when all of that is going on? So I should stand and take the opposite side and stand, and so it now looks like I'm on the side of what they're doing. Are you sick?
Do you know what I think my thing is though? We all lie. Like everybody lies. Like we're even with all of that. Like you're being righteous to say that you've never told a lie in your life. Like you lied to, and this isn't to say I agree with him lying or plagiarizing or not. Like this is even separate to that. But I'm saying like we all lie. We probably lie every single day, even if it's a white lie. Do you get what I mean? So it's like being so hell bent on that alone or dying on that hill. I'm just like, there's so much other things to take into consideration.
Literally.
In the situation, but that's the hill you want to die on.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, there's actually bigger fish to fry.
100%.
Because again, to what end? If we want to stick to the plagiarism part, stick to that. To me, anything else is irrelevant.
Yeah.
Irrelevant. And even if we want to entertain, because I'm sorry, I don't care what you think. I'm not even entertaining the whole plagiarism. I'm not doing it. I'm not. But if you want to, is that for a reason? Is that a reason for what transpired? How many articles?
Exactly.
100 almost 200 or over 200 articles in a space of 9 days. That is insane. It was a continuous news cycle. Again, bringing it to people, so much so, again, people didn't even know who this guy was.
Yeah.
Regular flipping Joe, they didn't even know who he was.
Yeah.
But it's now been put in front of their face, and it is just, and you know, obviously not even now, society, especially with the media, there becomes a herd mentality. And then the herd mentality, you give it instructions, the herd will just do your bidding. And that's exactly what happened. And again, I will bring it back to our community. We also became part of the herd community and doing foolishness in the aid of pointing out that he's this and he's that, and I want to be careful with my words because I don't care. I am emotional right now because I don't want to make it seem like I'm not going up for black academics. So let me put that disclaimer right there now. That's not what I'm doing. But in the interest of how did this look on us? How does this look on us? We're more focused on that than focusing on why should one black guy, be now collective punishment for all of us? Because in the same positions, there's so many other white guys. Do you think they're paying for the price? Do you think they're paying the price for anything?
But why do you think that is the case though? Why do you think it's the case that black academics, people who wrote down their name on this open letter to support Jason Arday, took their names off and did so and so and cared, like you're saying, about how they would look in society, right, in the academic arena? And if this happened to, like it happened to, what's his name, O'Reilly, even though it wasn't made as big, nowhere near as big as this situation, why is it that white people don't see themselves as, wait a minute, we're going to suffer for this too?
But just like Jason Arday, he's a big fish in the sense of like when you say like there's bigger fish to fry, he's a big fish. Like he is definitely
in terms of what?
In terms of the wider context of black liberation, black society, black civil rights, like what he stood for as a not just a person in his own personality, but his actual research and his work.
Black
in the
excellence.
context of
In the context of his work. Okay.
you know, in the context of Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Jason Arday is like he's in that, you know, sphere of influence. So he's a big fish in terms of his message is a message of elevating our mindset as a people. So that's I mean.
Yeah, but when I say we have bigger fish to fry, I'm not talking about as in he's not big. I'm talking about
I know, I
there
feel
are things that we could actually be focusing on. That this don't need to be. I don't need to be a part of the circus of in critiquing him when we can focus on other things.
I feel you. All I'm saying though is that like the what's been done, the size of how things have come and snowballed on top of him, it's like that's what was necessary for them to feel like they need to get someone like him out of the situation. Do you know what I mean? Like in terms of like, you know, them if you're going to war with somebody and you know they want to make sure they've used their biggest weapon to get someone out of there. He is, you know, he is a big fish that, okay, you know what, he stands for too much.
Like
and
a final boss, isn't it?
For sure. And the guy who, Nathan Coffner, is that the guy's name?
Yeah, Coffners.
Who he was as a person was literally the opposite. Literally, like, so he felt like, okay, you know what, me and him can't coexist, so one of us has to go. And unfortunately, he, you know, got the bare end of the situation. But what we have to acknowledge is that was what was happening. That was the war. That was the division. And if we don't acknowledge that that's the division, we are susceptible for it to happen again.
Yeah. And
you know what I mean?
And guaranteed, it will happen again because this ain't gonna teach nobody. We will forget quickly. And when I say we, not me, because I'm always gonna be on the side of F them. Let's be clear. I cannot be viewed or be saying certain things to be viewed like I'm on the side of the oppressor. Let's be clear. There needs to be a demarcation. So if you think it's more important to be picking out his lies than to actually point out the fact that there was an actual media scrutiny so unprecedented, like this was levels to Meghan Markle.
Basically, yeah.
It was, and with Meghan Markle, it's even over a period of time. This is a short period of time.
Yeah.
So again, why were we not talking about why is there such a media onslaught in this such short space of time for something to me, as people have said in academia, plagiarism is even common. That as in common, that it's a common topic.
Yeah.
That we should now be relentless. And then now, because of that, we got the TikTok investigators, content creators. We must now go and pick apart stuff. Oh, you see a little headline. Oh, nah. Let me go look at his book. Let me go see if he did this. Let me go see. And what was that going to do for you? What is that going to do for you?
Yeah.
Again, you're inserting yourself for what end? And I don't care. We say, oh, we shouldn't. I don't care what. Don't care what other people do. This is why they will continuously. This will happen again. History will repeat itself because they know we fall for the BS. We will also be part of it. We'll be part of it because we don't know how to hold the line. I'm saying in certain things. This was a thing to be like, I don't need. Even if I thought, yeah, he's guilty and all this kind of stuff. I can say that behind closed doors. I can say that in my flipping group chat. That can be a conversation in my little huddle. I don't need to come online to be talking anything. And at best, even if you think he's guilty, keep your mouth closed. Keep your mouth closed. It's not everything that you need to come and talk about. Because when the certain communities, they will ride out. They will ride out so much. They will ride out for flipping paedophile.
That's a fact.
That's how much they would ride out for their own community.
That's a fact.
Can you imagine? They will ride out for the depravity. But us now, because of a simple plagiarism, you can't even ride out for that. I'm telling you, we're finished. We're finished.
We're gonna get into some of the reasons for that, why we can't, in a bit. But I want us to, Brent, if you don't mind, play the next video, from our wonderful sister Kalechi. I think she was the first person. As soon as I got the news from Brent and I confirmed it in the notification, I went to Instagram. She was the first person I saw.
You're cooking so far, I like it. Let it all out.
And this is her take. I think it was initially a story. So obviously I didn't have the story, but Dr. Umar got it and obviously reposted it. So here it is.
The Cambridge about to go out, and I've seen the news that Jason Arday, the Cambridge University professor, has been found dead. And I need you to know that I hold so many of you responsible. All of you that wanted to write think pieces about, oh, but he did do this and he did do that. You all keep forgetting that you are dealing with a human being. You keep forgetting that you are dealing with human beings. You are so fucking chronically online that you're forgetting that no matter what you think people have done, that you are dealing with human beings. And the disproportionate way that he was hounded by the British media, I hold everybody accountable. Cambridge University, I hold you accountable. The professor that was fired initially, the racist bitch that started all of this, I hold him personally accountable as well for all of this. The journalist that decided to run with this, I hold you accountable too, because there comes a point where you need to go, why are we doing this? I have stories that are still up that I made earlier today where I break everything down. That some of you are so chronically online that you forget that you're dealing with human beings, and some things just don't make sense in the grand scheme of things. There are politicians that you should have vim for. There's the monarchy that you should have vim for. There are other professors who have done heinous things and still managed to keep their jobs that you should have vim for, and you lot don't have it. All of you are responsible because you don't, as somebody who has experienced what the British media can do to you when they are set on trying to bring you down, but they couldn't get me, and let them try again, everybody's going to get it. As somebody who has experienced it, I kept saying to you, leave it. Leave it. There are certain things, if somebody's saying these kind of things and talking in this way, there are certain things that I've clocked. I'm like, leave this guy alone. Oh, but you all want to prove a point because what does this mean for black academics going forward? Because you're all only ever thinking about yourselves rather than asking yourself, why must we always experience collective punishment? Some individual does something and all black people have to pay for it. Meanwhile, white people get to be individuals all of the fucking time. You're all disgraceful. Disgraceful. May he rest in peace. I hope that in some way he is at peace, because the way that the British media has behaved, this is what they wanted all along. And some of you joined in, you jumped on a bandwagon, and this is where it's led to. I don't want to see anything about, oh guys, let's be kind, let's be considerate. The Cambridge about to go.
Yeah. As always, Kalechi articulating herself perfectly. And yeah, man, it's sad, man. There's another clip as well from a gentleman that knew Jason Arday, and he gives his takes as well on the situation.
This is a friend of his. I think he's from the Good Law Project.
He released the first statement.
Yes.
That he
I think is it the first one?
No, there's his letter of resignation. Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Many of you will know that Good Law Project, the organisation I run, hosted an open letter responding to the allegations of plagiarism against Dr. Arday, who has just been found dead. We also published his resignation letter as a professor. My thoughts go out to all of those who loved him. I've just come back from the cricket. I spent much of the last week trying to persuade him to come with me to the Oval because I knew how vulnerable he was. I knew he needed to be out of his house. I've been checking in with him. Is he with loved ones? I've been trying to persuade him that his life is not over. And I regret that I failed. I think the media have very serious questions to answer. Many of us were telling the media that this was a real risk. And I don't understand why those warnings were ignored. And I don't understand why newspapers across the political spectrum, The Times and The Guardian, continued to carry stories hounding him after he had resigned as a professor. What is the public interest in those stories, and what risk assessment did those outlets do of the risk of carrying those stories? A month ago, none of us had heard of Dr. Arday. None of us, at least outside of the world of academia. When Rachel Reeves was caught plagiarizing her book, when Rachel Reeves was caught embellishing her CV, not a terribly uncommon thing, as anybody who's ever looked on LinkedIn will know. Those stories passed very, very quickly and really without much media comment at all. And I have questions about why that is. Those are people who are of immense consequence. Rachel Reeves, Johnny Reynolds, who claimed falsely to be a solicitor when he, I think, was Secretary of State for Business. People of enormous national importance, not obscure people. What is the difference between those stories? I think the difference between those stories is that those people are powerful white people, and Dr. Arday was a working class black man who it was convenient to our media to pull down. I would like to say that there should be some reflection now on the part of the media on how they handled reporting, which I do not think it is an exaggeration to say, hounded a man known to be vulnerable to his death. I hope there will be some reflection on the part of the media on how this story was handled. I feel particularly angry about what the media on my side of the political spectrum did to Dr. Arday. I was warning The Guardian some weeks ago of how vulnerable Dr. Arday was, Professor Arday as he then was. I hope there will be reflection, but of course we have seen this before. We remember the death of Caroline Flack, and there has been no change in the media reporting since then. Indeed, if anything, it has gotten worse. Once again, my thoughts go out to Jason Arday's loved ones.
Oh, man.
It's sad, man.
Yeah.
It's sad. But I'll be real, and maybe he said it, man. And I think Chris, you even said it as well. There won't be any change. There won't be any change. This is what they do.
They
You know what I'm saying? This is what
won't.
do.
They won't.
I think the most important thing is, like you're saying, there just has to be change within us, our community. You know what I'm saying? Because I think ultimately we have to remember what this is. This is warfare against our community. And I think if we don't see it like that, we're always going to choose the wrong mode or means to defend ourselves. We're going to either chime in, or we're going to do something else and leave the doors open for them to continue to attack. We're going to get into, I mean, the next clip I want us to play is going to speak about the hypocrisy of the situation, right? So there's a bit more detail about William O'Reilly and the hypocrisy there, the plagiarism there, and also Nathan Coffinus. For those who maybe care and maybe need to do their research, I don't think it's a coincidence that Coffinus is from, you understand? You understand? All right, then.
I was going to ask that question.
Yes, you understand? And whenever there's...
Can you... You're speaking in riddles. I don't know what you're talking about.
You don't know? No. He's a member of the MAS. No, not the... What was it? The SAM.
Okay.
He's part of the SAM, for those who don't know.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And when you're part of the group that can't be mentioned, you know what I'm saying?
Isn't it obvious from his name, though?
Yeah, but sometimes we have to make it, you know what I'm saying? So that we can understand the spiritual warfare that we're up against. Because otherwise, it's just going to be, oh yeah, it's just white people. No. It's specific here. You know what I'm saying? And when it is that we have a comment to say about particular communities, either we don't say it because we're scared of whatever it is, or they're going to hit you with the anti-Semitic something. You know what I'm saying? They don't give a crap, you know what I'm saying, about
At all.
us.
at all.
He don't give a crap
But
about
do
us
you know
because there's no
why, though?
And
repercussions.
it's so mad.
I
It's
don't-
the height of white supremacy, this man, to me. The height of it. And he's talking so casually.
Yeah.
Like, how dare he be in a position?
Yeah.
And that's what it was. It was a.
That's exactly what it is.
You're even below my shoe, so you should never even be in that position.
Yeah.
And the fact that I'm fired and you're there, that man was seething. Can't fathom it. And you see that type of hate there. That's why I laugh at people that call me racist, because you can never say that I've got that type of hate. That's why I laugh it off. Because if you think you want to call me that and that man is still walking about, you're actually a fool.
Yeah.
You're actually a fool.
Yeah.
And you don't understand why I take the position that I take.
This is it. Well, this clip goes into a bit more of the detail so we can, everyone can be on the same page again.
Saying if Jason Arday was white, he would not have been forced to resign his position as a professor at Cambridge because of plagiarism accusations. They keep saying that if Jason Arday was white, he would not have been hounded by the media because of those plagiarism accusations. And guess what? Let me tell you about the story of William O'Reilly, who's also a Cambridge professor, who just 3 years ago was found to have plagiarized more than 12 pages of text, lifted word for word from essays that 2 of his different students wrote, essays which he had commended and then took as his own, published in an academic journal, passed off as his own writing. In 2021 was when one of the students initially discovered this had happened. It took 2 years for the university to take this through a tribunal process, and guess what they deemed at the end of it? They said at the end of that tribunal process that William O'Reilly had accidentally plagiarized. Oopsie, he said he had placed those 12 pages of text from 2 students' essays as merely a placeholder in his journal article draft, and then, oops, published it, taking all of the credit for it. Where was the media fanfare? Where was the media frenzy? Where was the intense scrutiny into not just his professional and public life, but his personal life? Much of the suffering that Jason endured was at the hands, or instigated by the hands, of this guy, who was a Cambridge professor until he was fired by Cambridge in 2024 for a blog post in which he said that if we lived in a meritocracy, there'd be even fewer black professors. 1.1% of the UK's professors are black. Out of the 6,180 professors at Cambridge, 75 are black. I went to medical school at Cambridge. I am the child of factory workers. I can attest that Cambridge and other elite institutions that I have studied at are not safe spaces for people of colour, let alone black people. So the news today that this media lynching ended in Jason Arday's death is not even surprising to me. It is a gut punch. It is sickening. It's stunning, but it's not a surprise. And that's another heartbreak all its own. People keep saying if Jason Arday was white.
And the thing is, there's a clear example of the actual where the plagiarism is clear as day.
Yeah.
They've now said he's accidental, and man, he's still working.
Yeah.
Man still got P60 coming through. He's still getting a paycheck. And then when this example was brought up, what we got people in our community? Oh, we're deflecting. Oh, so because they do it doesn't mean that we should. Are you dumb? Has he lost his life? Where's the scrutiny here? And that's what I was saying last time. If Cambridge want to be combing through, why have they not come through? Why is he still there? Keep the same energy.
Yeah.
But do you think they're going to remove him?
To me, it's more so. I mean, obviously, Cambridge did what they had to do with this guy, and obviously they said it was accidental, whatever it may be. But to me, it's the media. It's all the media. Because, again, Cambridge came out first to say the man's legit. You know what I'm saying? That's what Cambridge said. Liverpool John Moore said the same thing. So some institutions protected him. but they had pressure from the media.
Exactly, and they bowed to that pressure though.
Yeah, but it's still the media.
Yeah, and
there was no pressure from the media for O'Reilly.
No, 100%.
This is what I'm saying.
100%. But again, they're not going to go back retrospectively and look at him and think, no, we need to oust him because that's going to stain our reputation, though.
Yeah. Yeah. It's sad, man. Dr. Kennedy Andrews, he speaks about it, you know what I'm saying, professor at Birmingham. And he's given his take. Last week, I believe, we played the clip from him speaking about the situation. Obviously, prior to the untimely demise of our brother, but he's here now speaking about it.
That is a lynching. Before this, I didn't use that word last week because lynching it's such a horrible act, right? And sometimes when we use lynching as a metaphor, we cheapen lynching. So I didn't use it last week because like last week is public store. It was metaphorically a lynching. Now it's just a lynching. Man's dead because of the press, because of the media, because of this campaign, and because people, including Cambridge, but not just Cambridge, didn't support him. That's the reality that we have to bear here. And so I've been getting a lot of phone calls from press, who's still handing him, by the way, press outside his parents' house. Man's dead outside his parents' house. What are they trying to get a picture of the mum? Like, leave him alone. Stop. Enough is enough, honestly. But they just can't stop, right? It's like a feeding frenzy. You have to talk accountability. Like, this didn't just happen in a vacuum. This happened for many, many, many reasons. And there is a whole lot of shame pie, if you like, to go around. This was a mob. This was a smear. This was vile tactics. And instead of seeing that, many of us looked away and said, no, I'm not sure. In fact, instead of seeing that, many of us, man's being lynched and we're there checking his credentials. Say, hold on a second, should we support him? It's a bizarre, respectability politics. Because you couldn't just see what was happening and back case. And now you got a lot of people coming out supporting. I didn't hear you before when it was happening. But now that he's gone, now you want to be supportive. That can't be how we behave. That can't be how we do activism. That can't be how we support each other. Right? We have to see what's happening, understand what's happening as it's happening, and respond in the way. Someone's being lynched, you jump and stop the lynching. You can talk about everything else afterwards, but you go in there and you stop the lynching. That's the number one lesson for us to learn. Definitely number one. That is a lynching. Before this, I didn't use that word last week.
That's the number one lesson, he says. Stop the lynching, and then obviously after that, then we can, you know what I'm saying? But obviously, like you're saying, many of us jumped in. You know?
Question.
The next, yes.
Does this apply to all blacks?
Well, that's
for example, if it is not Kalechi, but Kemi was digitally lynched.
No, well, it's a good question. I mean, I'm pretty sure you know my position on it. I support black people, period, before anything. I'll never allow people from outside the community to talk bad about black people. You see me support crazy people who are black. That's my main priority for me. You see what I'm saying? So it won't happen under my watch. But everyone has different standards, isn't it? Because people feel triggered by what particular black people do every now and again. But I think this is a good opportunity to say, should we have a standard? Because we don't know who's going to slip through the net and unfortunately unalive themselves. You know what I'm saying? Because of the scrutiny. You see what I'm saying? But we have to remember that the first point of call for these races is your color. That's why they're targeting this person.
100%.
So we have to stand and be prepared to be like, yo, they're doing this first. Yes, I don't like this black person's views or whatever, but they're doing it because they're black. If we can stop that situation, understand that for what it is, then after say, okay, cool, we prevented you from, you know what I'm saying, from looking crazy because of these maniacs, we still have to deal with you. You see what I'm saying? Then I think we'll get further in life. But if we start picking and choosing now, because I'm this, I don't like this person, or I see the world this way, I don't like this person, then we find ourselves in these situations. It's tough.
I'm not trying to basically look to pivot right now.
Yeah.
Noel Clark, right?
Yeah.
Wrong guy.
Yeah. Okay. Allegedly, because nothing's been thingy, right?
He got sued. I mean, he lost the case.
Yeah, but it wasn't a thing case.
He basically
maybe I'm remembering
accused them of lying on his name.
Yeah, libel.
And he lost.
Yeah, but he wasn't accused of the actual things he was doing, right? Or am I getting it wrong?
Yeah.
Okay, let's just
he
assume he
admitted
did
that. He said sorry. He came out and said sorry. It was a video. He
Okay,
said
cool.
sorry.
Okay, maybe I'm.
Anyway, let's just
yeah.
say he's a wrong one.
Yeah.
That's crazy that I've said that, right? But he did come out and say.
Or just say
"I'm sorry."
somebody else. Let's just say
I've
another
used that on
person.
purpose though.
Okay, cool. Go on. I'm with you.
And the media was on him
Yeah.
incessantly,
Mhm.
and the black community also, I guess, joined in.
Mhm.
In that particular circumstance,
Mm.
that digital lynching
Mhm.
does that qualify for digital lynching in your particular book?
Well, I think it depends on everyone's perspective. I think to me, there's regardless of your race and stuff, there's certain things that I don't stand for. I don't have time.
Kanye West.
I don't support group thinking. Period. In it.
Sorry. Hold up. Just on this, I'm with you now. I'm locked in. I'll jump to you just now. I'll
come
join.
back, yeah.
Kanye West then.
What I mean, you guys.
There was a media.
You
There was
guys
a
saw me
media
already, innit?
onslaught. Yeah, you were backing him.
Yeah.
All right. So
Did I
you are consistent.
Of course I am.
All across the board.
100%. Even though people think I'm not, I am.
But it depends on what it is he's accused of.
Yeah. Because if it's something that we know, okay, this person's you know what I mean, a great person, a PDF and everything's there, I think all of the people we need to send them to an island, blow up the island. That's my personal opinion. But I think when it comes to other things that in life, people are still moving around in life. Again, plagiarism, this or that. People just move around in life anyway.
Yeah.
Why would so much focus on my people?
Yeah.
Because if I did that same spotlight on your people, you would say I'm an anti-Semite.
Yeah.
You would say I'm an anti-white, I'm an anti-Indian. You know what I'm saying? That's what you would call me. And you will silence me and shut me the hell up. Or try to, because nobody can do it to me. But you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
But when it's us now, we have this happening. So this is why I think we have to take a stand when it comes to particular things. We have to. Until we get to that place where one person's blackness doesn't then, you know what I'm saying, make everybody look a particular way, like Alicia and Christy was saying.
Yeah. Sorry, Christy. Jordan, run it, please.
No. I don't think group thinking is like ever like a way to go. To be honest with you. I don't believe in like mob mentality, personally. However, I do think that every case is. Should we compare Jason Arday to Kemi? I don't think so. Should we compare? Yeah, I mean, it's not comparable. I don't feel like it's we should say okay, every one rule for everybody or paint everybody with the same brush as ever. You know what I mean? I feel like we're in a time now where the internet has become God.
Yeah.
And everybody feels like you can just decide somebody's fate on the internet. And there's not much we can do to change that. But we have to acknowledge that that's what's happened, innit? The internet decided he was guilty. The internet decided that, he needs to be, reprimanded for something that he was accused of before, there was a genuine trial. And we just got to deal with, that's just the reality of where we're at, to be honest with you. You know what I mean?
But Brent's asking a good question, though, because I think, like, big up our sister Maggie. She says, I get Emmanuel's point, but some black people are out here harming people or being anti-black. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I was
So my support, okay.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So my support is conditional. And that makes perfect sense to me.
Yeah, and
But-
also,
Go on.
if you're contributing to the anti-black narrative, no offense, like a Kemi, where would she be attacked for? In what sense?
100%. I don't see it.
It's a tune, though.
Let's focus.
Adding on to
Silence that, please.
Yeah, like the media ain't really gonna hold her in the position to Arday, because in his works and in the position he got to, they're not gonna be like. They've seen her talking points.
I hear what you're saying. And
So if it's similar to theirs,
the thing is, no one's perfect in it. Every one of us will fall short in particular areas when it comes to representing ourselves, whatever it may be. But my issue is, yes, you don't agree with Kemi, but do we need to jump on because the reality is, even though she may have certain talking points that bigs up white people,
she jumped on Diana Abbott.
No, I hear what you're saying. But I'm saying, yeah, and that's a problem in itself, right?
Exactly.
But what I'm saying is, that's still black on black. And we can be like, no, stop the nonsense and be direct. But when it's this is why I say, when it's people outside of the community who don't give a damn about our progression anyway, chiming in, why are we thinking that there's any fruitfulness that will come from that? You see what I'm saying? This is why one of these clips you're going to see in a minute. This is how we get
the best I can offer her is silence.
Thank you. At least do that one. You see what I'm saying? But my thing is, I have an issue when You don't like Kemi, but then when again the media is talking a particular way, then we jump on and say, "Oh, look at Kemi's braids. Look at Kemi's this." Why are we doing this for? It's the same spirit. It's the same spirit. The same braids that's on your head. The same braids that will be on your daughter's head. Why are we doing this? It's the same anti-blackness to me. Do you get what I'm saying? So I think the best thing is to prevent, not even to say to prevent stuff like this, but we have to take a stand. Because if we start saying, again, and I understand, by the way, I understand the conditional thing. I really do. But if we start saying things are conditional, then it becomes subjective. And I can say, for this particular thing, I'm going to do it. You can say, for this particular thing, I'm not going to do it. And then all of a sudden, people slip through the net again. And that's what's going to happen. And then people on the outside will laugh. Because with other groups, there's no conditional anything. Epstein is still to this day being bloody protected. To this day. Kofi hasn't said a goddamn thing about Epstein. Do you get what I'm saying? So we have to have certain lines of defense. And if there's chinks in the armor, then it's a wrap. That's all. That's how I'm seeing it. After we've defended them from enemy who don't give a damn about them in the same way they don't give a damn about you, then we can scold them in our own camp. Then we can do those particular things. But till then, we can't be jumping on. We can't. Because we're going to have the same thing again. You see what I'm saying? People are saying this. I don't want to sound some type of way. But people are going this far to say this because this is Jason Arday, who, for all intents and purposes, was a beautiful, wonderful guy who didn't do anything bad to anybody, not purposely anyway. Do you know what I'm saying? He just lived his life, encouraging people, blessing people with his presence. He's a professor. He did this. He did this. And this is why it's easy or easier to everyone to be on the same page. But we can't be conditional like this, because if we are, then there'll be another black person out there who will go through the same thing, and we will be applauding the same Daily Mail and Telegraph for pushing them to kill themselves.
You're saying we can't be conditional, but in all the things Jason Arday was, there were still people to jump in the bandwagon. So even before we even get to the conditional part, we're not even doing it for the seemingly one that would...
Even the good one.
Exactly. So,
I know.
So forget all that. We can't even do it for what is perceived to be like on the right side of history.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Then what have we got there?
And
even this platform, we were giggling and stuff about the talk
about the stories
and whatnot.
The memoirs, of course, 100%.
Wonderful stories to be honest. Like, I'm a big fan.
Yeah.
But some people who are more staunch could look at us and say that we were part of the pylon.
Yeah, 100%.
We used our platform to basically, push this particular narrative. We had a whole conversation, entertained a whole conversation
100%.
with the young man and our resident historian, where
Where's
it was
Isaac?
solely focused on...
Where's Isaac?
We'll come there. Maybe
Where's Isaac?
Maybe he'll call up the Discord. We'll come there.
I need him to come to the front.
We'll come there.
But Isaac did say that, like, he's biased in it. He did say...
I don't care. Where's Isaac?
I went to check his TikTok to see if he took out the video.
Has he put a video?
I don't know if he's put up a video.
Does he know? Has he put up a video?
I don't know if he's put it up, right? But he hasn't taken down.
Mr. I represent the black academics. I needed to come to the front.
Well, I'm
because he was quick to pull He was quick to pull Dr. Cheryl's card.
Yeah, it's crazy. Absolutely crazy.
So let him come to the front, please.
Yeah. Hold up. I want to know, and I did ask you if this is the right time to talk about it, or if this is not the right time to talk about it, because we have to discuss who can hold different views at what time. Do you understand?
Yeah.
He did say clearly, I don't like these people. And I could see it's a witch hunt. And that's why I didn't look to basically say certain things in my TikTok, blah, 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 right? And to be honest, he kind of has this particular personality where if I've suggested something, and if somebody's now pushing back on it, I'm not going to just run away. I'm still going to stay here and argue my point.
Yeah.
And it became that, right? And that's why it was stretched out as long as it was stretched out. Obviously, some people were like, you're moving as though this is the be-all and end-all, him plagiarizing. Bare people were plagiarizing.
Exactly.
Why are you fixating on this particular thing? And yes, you've gone on your TikTok and you've amplified a particular thing. At the end of the day, so what? Obviously, he didn't do what he did thinking that this was going to now happen, right? So I'm sure he even feels incredibly sad because he did say, I hate these motherfuckers.
He did.
Do you understand?
He said it very much so. Like, he emphasized the point many times in the Discord and on the call, saying this is racism, and that's where it's come from. Do you get what I'm saying? But obviously taking it away from that, because like you said, nobody thought. Let me not say nobody. Maybe some people saw it. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe saw the perspective of the white gentleman that said, "Listen, Jason is vulnerable.
Some people did
You know what I'm
say
saying?
that. Yeah,
It's true.
some people
You know what I'm
did
saying?
say, and some people close
and
to
that's
him
and that's
came
what's pissing me off.
online and said that.
Because now it's coming out that actually behind the scenes, a lot of people were getting hit up behind the scenes. What's his? I think he's called on Insta Nels something. Nels. I can't
Nels
remember.
Abbey.
Yeah.
Yep.
And he was saying, he even showed the screenshot of
He was
saying
telling people
his
telling
mental health
publications. Yep.
is not in. I can't come. Me personally, he was too nice. He was too nice for me. The responses were very. And again, maybe this is why I won't be in such positions, and it's fine.
This is probably what he was thinking whilst he was doing.
Yeah.
Certain publications, I was asking him to come and sit on the panel to do something, and he was like, no, this ain't happening. And they're like, I got somebody else.
Can you imagine?
You know, and that's all they're interested in.
That's all they're interested in. They literally, he literally said his mental health is not, and your response is, oh, do you know somebody else? And then someone in the comments was like, oh, sorry, I even think this is my fault because they approached me and I put your name. Are you? If any media,
is this before or after?
Before he's dead.
He's passed away. Okay.
Do you think if any mainstream media, knowing full well, Queen Obi is part of the New Black platform or whatever, something, God forbid, something, and they're reaching out to me, do you think I'm going to be like, oh, no, not me, but so-and-so, are you sick? I will tell them, respectfully, F off. I'm blocked. I'm not even gonna put anybody else even forward. Why do you put a name forward?
Question though, because there are people with your spirit that would say, I'm taking it so I can go there and tell them about themselves on air, live. I pretend to be like on their side, right? Coming to give a nice little measured take, and then I'll say, and then say, right now he's gonna and make them feel really, really guilty on air.
Did that happen?
No, I'm saying that the other people with your spirit could do that.
Yeah, but even in that time, I personally wouldn't, because I'm thinking, even if I go and do that, it's not, for me, it's not gonna further anything. I feel like I'm also even playing into what they're trying to do.
But it might put out there, right? Like quick, that he's vulnerable and you guys are literally being bullies. I don't think they like stuff like that on air, live. Anyway, I'm not suggesting that like what you have decided to basically do when asked is wrong. I don't think so. I just think that, again, different people hold different opinions on this particular thing, and different people have different approaches to basically attack this particular thing. We have
just want to say there are people who would have seen Jason Arday right before, like he even this whole situation, right? I would have thought he's somebody that we would think of as not necessarily playing into the expectations of what black men should be, right? And when black men in particular, step out of those boundaries as to what society expects black men to be, there are people within the community that also have a problem with that. People who are outside the community have a problem with that. And I feel like what we shouldn't do is begin to encourage people to stop going outside of the boundaries as what black men should be.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I feel like his, what has happened to him shouldn't become a message of, see, we told you, you should have never gone. Some people were, why did you even go to Cambridge in the first place? Like, why, Cambridge is such a historically white institution. Why did you even bother applying for a job? Some people have those opinions.
Yeah.
And I feel like that shouldn't be the legacy of this. It's like, okay, you know what? Don't be different and don't, try to go out there and, and reach heights and be a trailblazer.
Come on.
Yeah.
All right. We told you we have the Discord open. Love having the Discord open during these particular moments. So we have 3 people on stage. First was K Price. Good morning. Good morning. Second was Ed. Good morning. Good morning. And third was Dr. Isaac. Good morning. Good morning.
Let's try and keep certain things succinct as well, so everyone can talk. Yeah, join the Discord.
Morning, everybody.
Good morning, man.
I think like everybody, I have too much thoughts to say, but there's 2 particular areas I want to focus on, which the first one as far as talking about the media, I think a lot of people, you've gone across a lot of areas rightfully, but there was a piece on Lucy Letby I read some years ago. I forget now, and I wish I could pull it. But what I thought was interesting was the writer, they weren't condoning what she did, but they felt the way it was being projected in the media was done in a way to try and no, they were basically using them as a release valve for the anger of the British public regarding everything else going on around them. And one of the TikToks somebody posted in the server reminded me of it because the person was pointing out we've been dealing with heat waves, which the Telegraph, who were one of the main instigators, were furious climate deniers, were putting out all these articles. We have issues regarding the far right in this country. Major people in parties, David Lammy, of course, who were involved in the genocide with Gaza. And there wasn't as much focus on this as it was on Professor Arday. The other aspect I have to touch on in terms of my thing is there's a lot I really have to say this is because we're talking about a black autistic man here. I am a man who, as well as on the spectrum, I've got ADHD, dyslexia, and dyspraxia. I didn't get diagnosed until I was 17 for the first three. It was done in one. And the ADHD wasn't done until a few years later, well, during the pandemic. And the reason I say this is because while I understand where everybody is coming from, I think black autistics and people who are black, like the guest has mentioned, are members of the black community who unfortunately, out of specific instances, tend to fall through the cracks. And there are things with that condition, and it ties also into racism, that when you think about it, I've said it, we have been dealing with disability politics our whole lives, but it's only been framed as debates about race. And I think the two are absolutely interlinked in regard to this case and this situation. Right down, the questions of whether even his conditions were real is definitely an aspect of this. The fact that the guy who initially made these accusations was a eugenics supporter. And the thing when talking about eugenics, particularly in Britain, is they didn't just apply to race, they applied to class and were used interchangeably. But also...
When you say fall through cracks, what do you mean?
As in, how often do... The predominant face in disability is still predominantly white people, white men. And there are conditions like mine that some people, for them and some people, they would say these are mild and they can be managed. But for somebody like me, they would say they trigger me more so to be aggressive and self-destructive. Also, I think in the way that there's been this discussion about how, the responsibility of the black community and how we need to, try and make sure that, maybe the next person after Jason doesn't have these sort of things on them. Number one, I take issue for the fact that these things tend to come from a place of assuming that we were taken seriously to begin with. And these are just, things that make people look, etc., etc. But also, a lot of these respectability conversations, so much is put on how we present. And in my experience with professionals, both as somebody who's dealt with been at Autistic Pride and has spoke with people, this is all masking. This is all masking. And masking, according to professionals, is meant to be a last-ditch effort at trying to present yourself as normal or neurotypical,
Neurotypical.
right? Last ditch effort. But as a black person, this is often put across as if you want to get through the week, if you want to survive in this world, then this is what you need to learn how to do. And is almost seen as like, this is the only thing you learn how to do, ignoring the mental and physical toll that can be done on people. And it's why I've always taken issue with the statement of how, oh, we always work twice as hard, for half as much. I'm a man who's dealing with 4 or 5 mental conditions. So what? Does that mean I should be working 5 times as hard for a fifth? It don't add up. It don't add up.
It's a dangerous narrative.
And I might be, and some people might say, "Oh, yeah, but you're speaking eloquently. You shouldn't have these problems." You haven't gone through the journey that I've done. It ignores the fact that I have medication to help me as far as how I'm, in terms of my eloquence and getting through the day. I have I have people who are assisting me, not as much as I really should be doing, but I have. And also for me, when I first got into university, that was the first proper time I had specialist help and equipment and such.
I do believe that he masked very well because he did have his kindness. What is this?
What is going on?
Sorry, it's my phone.
He did have his kindness overpower all of his reticence of mixing with society. What of marathons he ran, charities he basically helped, this, that, and next. He was out there.
Yeah.
And he went in front of the camera, went in front of the microphone. I saw a video where he was even running for, I want to say, some sort of member of a party or something other. He was running for that. So
it is.
Every single clip I see of him, it's as though, yes, despite all of the stuff that I am dealing with that is challenging for me, I'm showing everybody, all right, cool, you can still basically do it.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yep.
So each time it is that you jump on K Price, you rightfully so point out what it is that you are dealing with, right? And you also point out there are many others who we may not even know. They may not be upfront as you are upfront. Do you understand? And I like the fact that you even jump on Discord sometimes and share your aspect. This particular hidden demographic that we oftentimes overlook.
Yep.
It is. And it's also why, Brent, I'll be very honest with you, I feel we need to work on a better framework. Not just because of people in terms of who gets lost through the cracks, but historically speaking, if there's one thing that disability politics and black politics both share, is they are very vindicationalist. And what I mean by vindicationalist is the emphasis on we will do the work to prove you wrong. And the problem is not just the fact that it can be exhausting. It's the fact that it's a battle of always trying to outflank the opposition, because the opposition will always try to find something to discredit or prove you wrong or basically shut you up. But also, it can also be turned on in your ways of trying to vindicate yourself. It's kind of limited. And the origin points of this go back to the abolitionist movement, which, as much as I think there's been some incredible work done through vindication, it's never been a perfect approach. And it's aggravating for me because of how narrow it is, and that narrowness, it only looks at things as far as just success and failure, and doesn't factor in the myriad of people who don't necessarily fit into that and have their own definitions of success or their own particular interests in mind.
K Price, when are you coming through to the studio? Because we've been needing to
I
basically
did. I mean, I
amplify
sent you an
what you.
email saying Tuesday.
Oh,
but
serious?
if
All
you
right,
want to do
cool, cool,
later
cool.
in the week,
No, all right
Oh, what,
then.
this weekend?
All right then.
Oh,
All
fresh.
right, I'll hit you up right afterwards, yeah, because I need to hear more of this, but like this needs to be amplified. Don't go nowhere. Don't go nowhere. Ed.
okay.
Morning.
Apologies if I went
No,
on
you
too
didn't. You
long.
didn't. You didn't. Morning, Ed. What we saying?
Morning. How we doing?
Blessed and highly favored.
Good, man.
Morning.
And sad.
Yeah, first and foremost, just obviously, as we all have been doing, just obviously sending the love and light out there to his people. You know what I mean? After the tragedy and whatnot. Also, I don't know if you lot already promoted it, but I've just put some further info on the Discord just about today's vigil at Trafalgar Square for the good doctor. It's about 6 p.m.
Thank you.
So yeah, I think so. Make sure if you can come through, feel free to come through, pay your respects and whatnot. It's still processing it. To be fair, I feel like it's been sort of got the last few days. It's been up and down with it. You know, it sort of hit me like a ton of bricks. The sort of that first sort of 24 hours after. You know, obviously, you know, not dramatically dissimilar ages. Obviously, he's neurodivergent, and I've obviously got a child who's neurodivergent, and I'm sort of dealing with my own sort of journey of learning about my own stuff. And you know, obviously, you got no, I'm loud in obviously advocating for men's mental health as well. You know, so it hit a lot. You know, so yeah, definitely floored me finding all this out. Yeah, I got obviously just second majority of I haven't been for here for all of the conversation, but for majority of the conversation, obviously I second pretty much everything I've heard so far. You know, just it's just I don't know, but it's this whole thing just made me sort of really truly realize the sort of massive disconnect between like, you know, this obviously what he did versus the scale of response. Like I didn't really deep in that when we were also talking about it last week. Like, I didn't really just how sort of how mad that was. That was sort of even in our trying to sort of quote unquote defend him. And sort of some of us quote unquote trying to defend him. It's sort of you realizing just how like why am I even like for something as in the grand scheme of life, something so small as you know. As plagiarism, like, you know, I'm not saying that obviously academically I understand the importance of it, so I'm not saying it's like not important in terms of academics. I know Isaac's here, so I don't you know act like I'm saying it's not important in terms of that, but just in the grand scheme of life of things that we're saying that, you know, that a few lines that were misquoted or not quoted correctly are, you know,
So
potentially.
my brother, just want to say, it's important to also recognize that again, what he stood for as like what his research was, like what he was accused of actually plagiarizing. You have to understand that like that work in itself was problematic for people that was accusing him of it. It's not just as simple as he was copying from other people, whether he was or wasn't. The message and the content of what he was putting forward in his research was in itself problematic in itself. That's also have to acknowledge that like it's not just simple as whether he was plagiarizing or not. They didn't agree with what the research was.
Yeah, 100%. Agree. Yeah, 100%. You're right on that one. Yeah, no, obviously, yeah, it goes in terms of obviously those who had the agendas against them. Yeah, of course, yeah, 100% agree on that one. You know,
because it could have been anyone else. It could have been any of us. That's the point I'm making.
Oh yeah, 100%. No, that's the thing, and I sit there. I go, that's something that annoys me because I still occasionally see comments to this till now. Still people trying to say, but he, you know, because obviously the debate is, well, he didn't ask for this level of, you know, to his life to be sort of torn apart, and they'll be like, yeah, but he was happy to take advantage of this, that, and the other, and go on these platforms.
Taking advantage of what exactly?
You know, and I'm just like,
No, that narrative pisses me off because taking advantage of what exactly? Because even I saw a clip recently. Sorry, Ed, of they again he was asked a question. I think basically, I'm paraphrasing, but how does he feel about being like the youngest black professor and stuff? And he was just like, he literally said again, I'm paraphrasing, like, I kind of wish it would stop, like, to where that isn't the focus. Like, I don't want that to be the focus for others either. Like, that shouldn't be the thing. I should be the last, basically. Like, it shouldn't be it shouldn't basically be a thing that the first black professor that we're celebrating. That should be the norm, basically. That's what he's trying to say. Like, I want to basically dead that narrative. And even in watching it and how he said it, you can tell he even looked depleted in saying it because he's just like, oh, here we go again.
Christy, in saying that, it's funny. I'm reminded. There was an old interview I read with Chris Rock, and he brought up a very interesting point about how when Obama became president, it was framed as like this was this grand achievement for black people and the black community at large. And he said, this wasn't no achievement for black people. It was an achievement for white people. Why? Because there has always been capable and, hardworking and talented black people. It's just that they never got the chance to show that. And this is why, in response to it, there's been this sort of emphasis on having to overachieve. And unfortunately, some of those overachievers who get held up as being the benchmark who people need to follow reveal themselves to be incredibly mediocre. And then once people are done with them and the lights go and the media attention is done, they don't know what to do with themselves.
Thank you. Ed, have you finished your point? You can stay there. I want you to stay there. But I'm sure you had several different thoughts. But have you finished that particular thought?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think I finished that.
Stay right there. Don't go nowhere. Good morning. Good morning, Dr. Isaac. How art thou?
Morning. I'm managing as all we are. First things first, rest in peace, Dr. Arday, and thoughts are with his family and his widow, Debbie Ann. I will do my best, but I will feel to some extent to compose myself. I am emotional, as it were. Christy, you, in light of a black academic's death, have decided to call out another black academic or budding black academic. I understand the polarizing emotions of this situation. Would you like to rescind that?
I stand on everything I said. I stand by it.
Perfect.
I put my seal of approval on it. You ain't gonna come and tell. You're not gonna do what you're gonna do. What you did to Dr. Trevor to me. That's a fact. You ain't gonna do that.
Okay.
Because my stance has been the same. Let's be clear. I haven't changed my stance. I was always supportive. You can't pick nothing. So
okay,
you can't pick nothing.
Okay. Yeah,
so
I understand.
I'm not going to rescind anything.
Question before you continue. Before you continue, Isaac. Christy, are you okay with this thing continuing?
You can carry on.
You sure?
What does he want me more to say?
No. As in
just him talking and stressing you and that.
Oh no, please.
All right.
Please.
Sorry, Isaac.
If this is what we want to do today, please.
All right.
No, Christy. This is what you decided to do. That a black academic in Dr. Jason Arday has died, and you've decided to pursue this venture for whatever reason. But yeah, let's entertain
what
it.
What venture?
Can I finish?
You actually can't. You actually can't. Because what venture? What venture? What venture?
I will get onto that if I'm allowed to finish. Is that okay?
Go on.
Don't put yourself in Dr. Cheryl's shoes. She has far more competence in this matter than yourself. Again.
Before I continue, sorry, Isaac. Before I continue, right? No. I need to know the rules of this, right?
Yeah.
I need to know what the rules are because if there is, sorry, Isaac. Hold up. I need to know if it is. There should be a. All right, I say something and then you say something, or if they're gonna allow crosstalk, because if they allow crosstalk, it can get absolutely chaotic.
I don't think there should be crosstalk.
At all.
It's going to get too messy.
All right, cool. So please, both parties, please be as professional and courteous as possible. Thank you very much.
No ad hominems, man.
What's it?
Ad hominems. Yeah. Once you start jabbing, you're only going to basically get slapped.
Okay, so am I able to continue?
Yes, thank you very much.
Perfect. So in this performative bind that you have, Christy, have you had any discourse with Eman about him laughing about the man in the van and the claims that he made towards Jason Arday in terms of
fair
him
point.
not being mute?
Have I had what? Sorry.
Did you
In
scold
this
Emmanuel for giggling about the man in the van?
anger that you
It's
have
definitely
in
not
this
performative.
situation,
It-
have
no,
you applied?
first-
Wait, can I
no,
finish?
no, you've
Have you
asked the
applied
question.
it? Have
I'm
you applied
responding.
it to Eman?
You've asked the
Have you
question.
applied it to Eman?
To be honest,
Okay,
you
go
did
ahead.
ask the question.
And I'm responding.
You asked the question.
First off, it's never performative with me. I keep the same energy in the studio and in real life. Let's make that clear. Anybody who knows me knows I keep the same energy. So it's never performative. Never. Secondly, when I was here, I was rebutting what Iman was doing. Was I not? I spoke on it and I kept on emphasizing why we taking this man in a van seriously. So, and that was to Iman in the studio. I was talking to everybody.
In the Discord, by the way.
What? What you say?
So you just cut her off.
Yeah.
Just now, so we didn't hear what you said because we were listening to what she was saying. What did you say?
What did I say?
Oh, you can't be quiet now.
Isaac.
Who? Oh, Isaac. Sorry.
Yeah. Yo, you there?
He says lagging. He says
If anyone can hear me, it's lagging in the
Okay,
Discord.
it's lagging. It's lagging.
Jump out, jump back in.
I don't know. Where did he hear what I said?
Did you hear everything that Chrissy said?
It's lagging in the Discord. I couldn't hear.
Log out and come back.
Can you hear us, Ed? Can you hear us clearly?
I've heard it. I heard it.
All right, cool.
Ed, did you hear?
Yeah.
All right, so it's in real time. So it's on your end. Just jump out, jump back in again.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyway, Chrissy, speak please while this guy comes back.
Again, I'm speaking specifically to what he was jumping on to do about with Dr. Cheryl. And that's why I told him to come to the front.
Mm-hmm.
So him talking about a fellow black academics or whatever, he was so concerned that what Jason Arday, this whole plagiarism thing, is going to reflect Polly and him. But he ain't talking about that though. But you want to come and talk about I'm being performative.
For those who don't know what,
When I've kept my stance very clear where my support was lying. And I wasn't taking anything about anything else what people were saying. So to me, he's a joke man. He's a joke man.
what was the situation with Dr. Cheryl? I don't actually. What was actually this context?
You bent me.
I was deciding if it is I should basically say it, but go on.
Yeah, to rehash it, innit? Essentially, this because of this whole situation, we're talking about the plagiarism, right? Because Isaac took upon himself, obviously, to do his own comparative study.
He said he's read the papers,
So he
right?
downloaded the papers. He put it through the software. He looked at the art, the work, and he basically deduced that there was plagiarism. But he did say it's subjective. It's up to the institutions. And I am also saying this is racist. But as an academic, as I'm speaking from Isaac's perspective, I want to see for myself because he was also making videos on his TikTok about the whole situation. So while he was doing what he was doing, we had a Discord open like we just have right now. And Dr. Cheryl, who's a doctor, PhD, you know what I'm saying, legitimate, right? Not barbershop scholarship, right? So she called up and she's like, yo, bear in mind that yes, you're saying so-and-so plagiarism, but there's different ways of actually citing work. So let's be cognizant of the fact that it can appear like plagiarism to you if it is that you're only familiar with this particular, which makes perfect sense. And for those of us who have never done a PhD or done the work to actually get to that position, you know what I'm saying, this is very enlightening. So we appreciated it. He then, to rebut that, was like, okay, it's plagiarism to me. You know what I'm saying? Subjective, yeah, fair enough. But regardless, you have to be mindful. But he also took her, what she said, in a particularly different way and said, listen, regardless of what you're saying about the criteria for citation and things like nature, this was plagiarism. And if you've done anything like this, yeah, then be careful about what you're saying about your own work as a doctor. Because if the light is put on your work, and you're also talking about the fact that you cited some of your work from Jason Arday and all that type of stuff, then I would be careful. Which is obviously is a big insult to somebody who's put in the work and gone through everything, all the hurdles that he himself is hoping to one day do to get her PhD. And that's what basically we were talking about. The fact that in this whole situation, it looked as though Isaac was now attacking Dr. Cheryl's credentials. You know what I'm saying? And this is what Christy is referring to.
And also, can I say, Isaac was wanting to come and big me up when I was against judo. Can you see?
Yeah.
My man was championing me when he was against judo. Of
course.
But now, because I have a critique about him, all of a sudden, my things are performative. But before, when I used to talk about before, it wasn't performative then, though.
That's regular human behavior.
No, it wasn't performative then, though.
I think
We have 4 people on
That's
the
why
Discord right now,
his
right?
advocacy
No,
about
he's
black
there.
females is bullshit. His advocacy about black females is bullshit, and I will say it, and I will say it to his face.
I think
Come to the state. Come to the studio. Man, don't even come to the studio.
All right. Welcome back, Isaac, and welcome back. Sorry, and welcome and good morning, Andrew.
Hi, good morning. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, we can. But no, don't before you talk, please, Andrew. Isaac, welcome back. Can you hear us in real time now?
Yeah, I can.
All right, cool. Let's continue.
Again, I missed some of the discourse. I think I would have to question at least the latter stages of what I caught of Eman's revision of the discussion or disagreement between Dr. Cheryl and I. Again, any discourse or future discourse to be had will be had if Dr. Cheryl was happy between the two of us. That is something that I have to apologize for. That should not have been platformed or seen online, because although my opinions or my stance doesn't change, the nature of the disagreement and how it could be perceived is not something that I believe in retrospect should have been something that was online. But yeah, back to the matter.
You've been a bit disrespectful, just to say, by the way. Let's not pretend that you haven't been disrespectful to Christy.
I was gonna say.
Let's
I was
be
literally
honest,
gonna say the thing is, you can have a conversation and not agree, but you're being quite insulting.
Yeah.
So I think just bear that in mind if you're trying to have because at the end of the day, when you start throwing in insults, it takes the conversation where it doesn't need to go, and then the points you're trying to make don't actually come across and they don't land because emotions are involved.
All right, let's continue. At any point in time, Christy, because I have to keep checking, right?
Run.
You want me to run it? I'm gonna run it, right? Because I do believe we would have our own opinions on certain individuals, right? But let it just be between
2 hours.
Let it just be let it just be between Isaac and Christy.
Yeah.
Let it not be
no insults, innit?
Man, be clear.
She doesn't even mind.
No, not you.
Be clear. I haven't insulted you.
I'm talking to Isaac.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying.
And I want to know, and I want people to know. If I start running the insults, no one should come.
Precisely.
Come for me.
All right.
No one should come for
so
me.
keep it respectful, but let's just let both of them talk. Continue, please, Isaac.
Okay, and you guys can put whatever guidelines you have in place. Christy, talk your shit. Again, as I was saying, this is performative because Christy, this is the loudest you've been as a result of this in the context of this witch hunt. That every time I have spoken, I've had to preface because of the intellectual ineptitude that this community has to a certain extent. I've had to preface every single time that this is a racist witch hunt. Every single time I've had discourse, whether that was with, particularly with King's Mono, who I believe is Andrew. Every time I have prefaced, right, whether you believe there's credence to the plagiarism claim is up to you. Whether you cared enough to look into it to any extent is up to you. But the fact of the matter is, I mentioned it in my videos every single time, and I've mentioned it every single time I've come on this platform to have any conversation on this situation, that Nathan Koffnas and Dave Harris are racist. And there's a nefarious nature to these claims. That being said, was there credence? I was of the opinion, and I still am of the opinion, that there was credence to the plagiarism. Does that mean that, and I'm going to finish, does that mean that people need to go and attack Dr. Arday personally? What correlation does him having perhaps some exaggerated achievements, what correlation does that have to his academic standing? None. If the conversation, and big up to Andrew, because the conversation only stayed in terms of academic misconduct, if there was any, right? And again, as Andrew stated, as I stated in my videos, every time I've come on this platform, he was cleared of any plagiarism by Liverpool John Moores University. But since then, Cambridge have started an investigation. Glasgow also started an investigation into Jason Arday. And Andrew, I would hope that you've done more research into it. It wasn't solely into his appointment.
No, don't address Andrew just yet, please.
Okay,
just
that's
focus
fine.
on.
That's fine.
That's unfair.
That's fine. It was into his academic history, right? So that would include his thesis, right? If the conversation just stayed there, because many of you do not have experience in academia or any prowess in that field, right? You wouldn't care and you wouldn't know what was going on. And there wouldn't have been much discourse to have until any investigation that Cambridge or Glasgow concluded with was put out to the media. But the fact is, because this was a racist witch hunt, he was attacked personally, and things that had nothing to do with his academic standing were used to attack him, attack his family, attack his credentials, which should not have been the case. And that was the case this entire time, yet this is the day that you've chosen to be the loudest. It was a racist witch hunt the entire time. Why have you chosen today to be the loudest?
Can I respond? I'm sorry. Is someone missing action? Please, people in the studio, Brent in the studio, what was my energy when we were talking about this?
Same energy.
The same, man.
Now, again, rest in peace because someone has died. So yes, my levels is going to go very high. Let's be clear. Because his death has now resulted in this. When we were speaking before, he was still alive. Again, I'm confused at your stance here because I always had that same energy.
Okay. So my
again,
stance is
no, I haven't finished. And so today, my levels are even more heightened because people in the community were jumping on the bandwagon. Because I also stated it is a witch hunt. I also stated, why am I backing these other the media? When people were making jokes about running stories about him running, whether he's run, whatever, I was like, what are we doing here? When the guy came on speaking about why, he actually spoke, he wasn't never mute. I was like, why are we even platform? What's this? So again, I'm confused at what energy you're having for me. Because I've critiqued you about what you're back and forth with Dr. Cheryl, you don't like it. Grow up.
Okay.
Since you're academically inept, grow up.
All right, appreciate you. The discourse that I had with Dr. Cheryl isn't relevant to the situation at hand. I hope that is clear. Dr. Cheryl and I had a disagreement, and that is fine. And again, she has not erected anybody to stand in her position to argue or to have conversations on the matter. And especially as she deaded it, as it were, I don't know why the discourse is continuing. Again, you've decided to bring up my name in light of the death of a Black academic, which is very bewildering to me. Because as I said, I've had this same stance the entire time. You did not call my name. The opportunity had been there for you to call my name. So that's why I'm saying the energy is different. That's why it's performative.
What do you mean? Are you okay?
I let you finish. If I could be afforded the same.
You have delusions.
Thank you.
You have very much of delusions. You're delusional.
Appreciate you. As I was saying, I have maintained the same stance the entire time. You have not mentioned my name, right? But as a result of a Black academic dying, right? Instead of celebrating his life, instead of making the show solely about him, you've decided to call on me for what reason? When I only explored the nuance of the plagiarism claim, every time I spoke, I said disregard anything to do with him as a person, because that is irrelevant to his academic standing. So the call for me is where I'm confused, because it makes no sense. And as I've said, my stance, just like you claim, was consistent. But your stance today is calling me out. My stance has been the same the entire time. So what I'm asking is if your stance has been the same, why did you not have these sentiments to call me out as you have today in the past?
May I interject?
Again, I'm speaking about something specific. I didn't say your stance was anything different. I don't even know what we're doing here. I never said your stance was different from about the witch hunt. I never even said that. I'm specifically referring to the back and forth with Dr. Cheryl, where you felt the need to undermine her, and was that not a Black academic, a fellow female Black academic that you like to prop up, that you said you prop up, and that's why I brought you into the conversation today.
Okay.
And hoping that you have changed and given a perspective, and now you've come on and said, "Oh, looking back, I apologize." So you was happy to do the whole back and forth with the Black academic though on this platform though. But now because I've called you out on it, you don't like it.
Okay. Was there anything else?
Go on.
All right. So we're talking about the late Dr. Jason Arday, and you've decided to retroactively apply your anger in this situation to discourse that I had with Dr. Cheryl. That's what you decided to do. Again, absolutely crazy. Let's go with it. Again, Dr.
Okay,
Cheryl
I'm
and I
crazy then.
had a disagreement, right? And again, I apologize because that should not have been platformed online. Dr. Cheryl, to many of your that many of you found funny, and I also found it funny. It was fantastic. The letter that she wrote in and the music in the background, the fuck Isaac and whatnot, fantastic, very entertaining. I saw the chat, people were laughing, rightly so, right? So in keeping with that energy, I'm expecting that any discourse that we would have would be jovial. That was not what I was met with. Dr. Cheryl, within her own right, had the perspective that I was attacking her academic credibility, which was not the case. And as she specified correctly, that I have no expertise in humanities or social sciences, whatever her specialism was. So I would have no platform to take her card, nor was that the case. But again, as I've said, the relationship that some of you have with intellectual ineptitude is something that I cannot repair. This is something that I said on that day and something that I maintain. It was very clear the reason we were having the discourse, right? And Cheryl, Dr. Cheryl, is highly qualified, highly competent, and worthy of conversation. To those of you that were just saying that I should just apologize, that would be disrespectful to her if I'm not being genuine in that apology. But again, I don't know what relevance that has to Dr. Jason Arday and the loss of his life as a result of this witch hunt. So again, I don't know what your intentions are in calling out another budding black academic in this circumstance.
I'm not going to repeat myself. I'm actually not going to repeat myself.
No, you
No,
can't, because it doesn't
I'm
make
not going to
sense.
repeat
It
myself.
doesn't
And if
make
you
sense.
don't think it makes sense,
And the
and you
nature,
think you're so,
nature
hello, can I speak?
of
Can I
what
speak? Because
you're-
you've thought, no. You've said what you said. You said what you said.
I wasn't done.
No,
I
you
wasn't
were
done, but
done.
go ahead.
You were done. There was you were done.
You were done.
You were done.
Okay.
And you're now reacting
Thank
to
you
what
for-
she is
thank you for
saying.
telling me.
Exactly.
So you were.
You were done.
Thank you for telling me. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm not gonna keep on repeating myself. Number one, and number two, you again, like I said, when there's no hidden agenda. And if you're such a budding black academic, and we're so inept, why are you here? Why are you here?
Oh no, I'm not saying.
Why are you here?
Oh, go
No,
ahead.
I haven't finished. Why are you here? Then you don't need. You're above us. So you don't. Why are you part of the discourse? You're so much above us. You're so much above me. Yeah. Okay. Why are you here? You love the platform so much. Like I don't understand. And again, what I said about you was literally a small part. We've literally moved on from that, and we've been talking about the literal witch hunt. So again, being performative that's never in my vocabulary. I'm never performative. This is actually how I am in real life. And if you knew me in real life, you would know that. But again, when there's been other times when you've called me to back, you weren't thinking it was performative then. You weren't performative then, right? When you wanted me to go against E-Man, it weren't performative then. But now, of this situation, you're taking up issue. You're taking up issue. Anyway, Isaac, like I said, come into the studio and back your talk. Come into the studio and back your talk. You ain't never come in. Come into the studio and back your talk. And if you're not going to do that, I don't have nothing further to say to you, and I don't need to address you. End of.
Can I jump in?
So right now, obviously, Christie's finished having a conversation with you, Dr. Isaac. So if it is that you want to now have a conversation with our esteemed brother,
No, I didn't. I don't want to have a conversation. Honestly, I just want to say a point. I don't want to have a back and forth with Isaac. Respectfully, that's okay.
Can I? If that conversation has ended, can I?
Your last
that's my
thoughts? Sure.
Final.
Yes.
Yeah. as I was going to say, you can't continue to go with that point because it doesn't make sense and is completely unfounded. Any discourse that there is to be had with Dr. Cheryl wasn't relevant to today. And I'm very disappointed that you chose to mention that in light of Jason Arday's death. If you can acknowledge that and say that it was a small part, why even mention it at all? And I'll leave that there. And yeah, I will be in the studio at some point.
Thank you. Andrew.
Thank you. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, we can.
Sorry, I'm in my car again, so I'm not sure what the audio quality is like.
Just as long as you have hats on,
I was only calling to make a separate point, but I just want to kind of just leave this note here. And this is for Isaac, although I don't want it to get into a back and forth. And I will just say that, and I'm not saying this to undermine you, but arrogance and hubris often completely invalidate one's argument, regardless of how strong it might be. So when you call an entire community academically inept, and this was one of the reasons why I even had a back and forth with you to begin with. It was not to do with the fact that you didn't have a point. It was in making the point you were making, you were simultaneously undermining people who were qualified to make that point. And when what you're saying continually requires undermining people that are surrounding you, that's when it's going to bring you into conflict. So my issue was never with, you don't have a right to say that he's plagiarized. My point was that there are multiple institutions, and of the multiple accusations that have been made by a horde of people who wanted his academic papers reviewed and pulled, all of the academic institutions, including journals, including Liverpool John Moores University, including the independent panel of reviewers, all concluded that no plagiarism had taken place. That is a conclusive. There's an underline to that, and you even brought back the whole Cambridge investigation into his appointment, where they said they're going to look at his CV. They didn't say that they were going to be reviewing his PhD. They didn't say they were going to be reviewing the plagiarism claims. So you're still bringing that back, even though as an educated person, you probably know that you're kind of embellishing there and you're reading between the lines, something that hasn't been explicitly mentioned. So when you're kind of just like consistently undermining people, because you kind of undermine, first of all, when I raised, for instance, the point about Dr. Kehinde Andrews having reviewed the plagiarism claims, not using lousy software like Nathan Coffness, but actually reviewing it like a proper PhD supervisor would review, and coming to the conclusion this definitely is not plagiarism. However, it's poor scholarship and you need to make some adjustments here, there, and in certain places. Your response was, how do we know he's read the second paper? Now, I know I'm paraphrasing you there, but it's that hubris once again. And my response to you was like, we don't have to say certain things. It's just being arrogant. And I feel like as someone who you've called yourself a budding academic, so I think you realize and you understand you're not there yet. You're still in the process. And for you to continually present yourself as more intelligent than actual academics, than people who have actually done the work, than people who are actually doing the work, because you presented yourself as more intelligent than Dr. Arday. You presented yourself as more intelligent than Dr. Andrews. You've presented yourself as more intelligent than Dr. Sherrill. You're presenting your research into his plagiarism as more thorough than the panel of academics who have already said and cleared it and said it wasn't plagiarism. There's massive amount of arrogance and hubris there, huge amounts. Okay. Now, I've actually gone on much longer criticizing you than I thought I was going to. I had another point, but you're probably going to want to respond to that, and I afford you to, you deserve to respond to that, but I'm not going to go back and forth with you. Whatever your response is, I'm fine with it. And then I'm going to make another point and move on.
Thank you very much for that, Andrew.
Make your second point and I'll rebuttal.
Okay, cool. That's fine. All right, brilliant. Thank you for that. All right, so my point was that Over the weekend, I was in contact. Obviously, first of all, rest in peace, Dr. Jason Arday. I'm distraught. I can't tell you how distraught I am over this news, and there's nothing performative about it. I actually got the news during I was online when I had to like turn off my computer. I was really upset. My wife had to comfort me. This whole thing has been, and obviously I mentioned, I think it was on Friday or Thursday or Friday, last time I spoke with you guys. It must have been Thursday, and I mentioned about the vulnerability of the position that he was in, being a neurodivergent. People making accusations he might not be, he might be fake. Like he's definitely neurodivergent. I can see in his personality traits, even from the way he just takes a photograph. I'm like, yeah, I recognize these traits straight away that he has. And I emphasize, I was very worried about his vulnerability because no one is even bringing his disability into the conversation. I've said it before, he's just like he's an effigy of hate for this Bayan mob. And in many ways, I agree with what Iman was saying earlier, that, irrespective of what's gone on or what's not gone on, we mustn't be a part of that bandwagon. Now, obviously, I've been a staunch defender of him, and I've tried to present not my own theories and my own kind of like, conspiracies, but actually what the available evidence was, and that was that he hadn't plagiarized, and that was that a lot of the even the claims that are made about his CV, a lot of them haven't been refuted. They're just kind of like nitpicking because they don't think people can be exceptional. That's an aside. I spoke to an academic this weekend who is a mutual friend between myself and Brent. I'm not going to say any further than that because they might not want any of that to be discussed any further, but it's a mutual friend that we both have. And I found out that this person, Dr. Arday, was actually one of their supervisors because they've recently passed their PhD.
Absolutely.
And
terrible.
this is a part of the work that Dr. Arday was doing that people might not know about. Because I didn't even put two and two together because I was aware that where this person qualified, etc., etc. And I was also aware of the hardships this person was going through in terms of gaining their PhD, as I'm not going to say all because people quote me, as most Black academics do go through a lot of hardship. And Dr. Arday was one of the supervisors that helped to get it over the line and actually just once again treat this person with the dignity they deserve to be treated with. And this speaks to a lot of the unspoken work that this man was doing. I think your guest in the studio talked about the fact that the studies that he's doing or he had done, the academic papers he put together and the books that he had drafted were very challenging. It's the type of subjects that white supremacy would hate, and it's type of subjects that the field of academia would find very challenging to deal with. And that in itself presented him as a bit of a target, a bit of a target for criticism, because he's actually challenging an old institution, doing it very effectively. And this is why one of the tactics has been to scoff and to undermine his academic contributions and make it seem like the man is inept, make it seem like he's an idiot, make it seem like he's unaccomplished. I think it was Dr. Andrews who said his position, his moving into Cambridge wasn't even a promotion because he already was a professor. He was a professor at the University of Glasgow. Okay, so he was just moving from one professorship to another. So this isn't someone who just glossed their way into the position. This is someone who very much earned it. It wasn't just given to him. He wasn't just a poster boy who was being used. All of this is an effort to undermine his actual academic contributions and the work that he was doing behind the scenes in helping to establish Black academics and future Black academics like yourself, Isaac. And I know you're not a doctor yet. Can I just ask a quick question? Where are you at the moment? Are you PhD candidate, Isaac, or where are you?
Doctoral researcher / PhD student, however you want to use that. And in my second year. And if for anyone who's actually interested, I'm a cancer researcher.
Okay, cool. So you're a PhD candidate. You're not. You haven't got your doctorate yet, have you?
No, second year.
Okay, cool. All right, so yes, and I just wanted to highlight that because obviously this person I was speaking to was absolutely distraught, absolutely because she's seen this unravel. And one of the points that was raised to me is she said, I don't understand why the Black community fell for this so easily. And this is one of the points that I made because it's like she could see it from the very start. And she's like, I just don't understand why they fell for it so easily. It's like, have we not seen them do this kind of hack job with us before? Like they fell for it without any pushback. I felt like, and I'm not saying this to kind of say, oh, like I'm just being honest. When I was doing all of that content last week, trying to put some counterbalance energy out there, I literally felt like I was the only creator doing that. I literally felt like I was the only researcher doing that, independent researcher. I literally felt like there was, and I could be wrong. Some of you might come on right now and say, no, there was X, Y, and Z, and there's like a dozen. But it literally, I couldn't find them. I literally felt like, and I had so many people like saying, oh, don't die on this hill, be quiet, don't defend this one, there's better ones. Oh, you're undermining your credibility. I'm just like, don't care like this. I'm not falling for this. This is and I called it a lynching. I called it a lynching a long time ago. This is an attempt to destroy a Black academic. But it seems like as time has progressed, I'm finding out that he's actually a lot more than what I thought he was. Even when I was defending him, I knew he was someone, that is worth defending. But now I'm like, no, actually, we've really lost a good one. Like for people, so I don't want people revising his narrative and taking away from this guy's legacy. We have lost a good one in Dr. Arday. Yeah, this is someone like that. Some of the things that he provides, it might be irreplaceable to us as a community. So I'm just saying, I'm not even gonna give any kind of like we need to do better, blah blah blah, kind of platitudes. It's irrelevant now. But I'm just wanted to share that kind of story that he was doing more than what and that's it.
Thank you for that, Andrew, man. Really
Yeah,
appreciate it.
that was really wonderful.
Yeah, man. Very
And I let the room know about that particular
Yes.
individual before we started. They didn't know, so it
Okay.
was, yeah.
Oh, brilliant.
Isaac.
Yeah, I just want to say I agree with all of and Andrew. Is it okay if I call you Andrew, or do you prefer King's monologue?
No. Andrew's fine.
All right, no worries. Yeah, agree with the sentiments in the second statement. Again, with the first thing, I understand. Well, first of all, I want to say with the academically inept comments, that is directed to those who the shoe fits, right? I haven't specified any names. And that being said, I understand that many of you don't know me, won't get the pleasure to know me. So whatever opinions you have, you're entitled to them. I don't really care. I think saying that I believe that I'm more intelligent than the late Dr. Arday and Professor Andrews is unfounded. I've just had an opinion, and also, Dr. Cheryl as well. I've just had an opinion and been open to sharing that. I haven't forced my thoughts or opinions onto anyone, and my thoughts and opinions have only been restricted to academia, which, if this whole debacle was restricted to, many news outlets wouldn't have touched on in the first place because they wouldn't know enough to make a comment. And even if they did, it would only be one article that could be published until there was a later update. So, yeah.
I want to say, bro,
Rest in
thank you for
peace.
your contributions to cancer research. It's a very important topic and very important. There's a lot of people that would benefit from your progress because at the end of the day, a PhD in any subject is about helping people, helping the community, and that's what's important.
I like that kindness.
Yeah. There's other people in the Discord, isn't it?
Good morning, Nat.
Because I want to go there, but Isaac, just a little bit of critique and advice. Could you like to throw stones and hide your hand afterwards? You need to stop that, man. Because this is the second time you did it the other day with Dr. Sheryl's. I didn't say you specifically. We know who you're talking about. Oh, the intellectually inept. We know who you're talking about. You know what I'm saying?
No. Okay.
Let's just be genuine, and you understand.
With these, again, I appreciate the advice. With these examples, can you speak into that? So with the first one, can you clarify what you mean?
You were talking about Dr. Cheryl. And then after the fact, you tried to say you wasn't, right? You just said intellectually inept. We know who you're talking about in the room. And then you just said if the shoe fits.
And now can we so now you've given your presumed advice, and if that is genuine, would you like to explore the my point of view, or is this just to say on the platform and get a few rounds of applause and that's it?
You see, you're going there. Listen, this is the reason why I just said
I'm asking a question.
Can we move on?
Yeah. We're gonna move on. We're gonna move on because
I'll be real.
let's not waste.
Getting a bit.
All right, stop. None of that is needed.
Mm-hmm.
None of that is needed. All right, Isaac, it's sounding as though you were finished, right? And I like the fact that it is that you just shared a kindness to him, right? And I do believe the fact that he was even taking long to even get it out was that he was pondering in real time. Do you understand? Let us leave it there. You understand? So good morning, Nat. What are we saying?
Good morning. First of all, just condolences to everyone that knew Dr. Arday and is impacted. And so I came on last week, and I think one of the things that I was trying to say at the time was just around, yes, we can have discourse about, whatever facts may be coming out. I think the word that I used was just around the prickliness of the way that we're speaking about things, which kind of spoke to, and I think I sort of said, this is a unique platform, where it's probably likely that someone like Dr. Arday would actually hear stuff coming out from this platform. And I will say, when I heard it over, I think it was Friday, whenever it was, the first thing I thought about was Isaac. And sorry, not to kind of pile on you, but because that discourse was kind of fresh in my mind. And this is not to say Isaac's responsible or whatever, but I've just been thinking about that all weekend, and then to kind of tune in this morning. Again, not to. I don't know if we should be going over the same kind of conversation that we were having, just because it kind of feels very insensitive, especially at this time. And obviously, some of us maybe were upset. Then the way that Isaac is speaking, it's kind of then easier to kind of channel a lot of anger towards Isaac's contributions, just because, again, it's very prickly. It just feels very insensitive and very undermining. But I just hope that at some point we can give Dr. Arday the kind of real memorial about his contributions, about his works, even the stuff that Andrew was talking about, the work that we didn't know. And yeah, I guess just to sort of say, thank you for this platform. But I did kind of wonder, why Isaac was on. I know you're going to say it's your platform. Don't listen if it's triggering, which is what was said in the comments. But I think there's just such a responsibility to be able to discern the time and to kind of, discern the I, I just think that the time that we're in, and again, just thinking about his family, those close to him, and those who may still be listening and may be impacted by people kind of, you know, doubling down or going over things that were discussed before. But yeah, just that's just my
Thank you very
contribution.
much.
But
I,
thank
I
you so
need to
much.
stress that Isaac was summoned. He was asked to come to the stage. Do you understand? And we're not a
Brent,
platform.
it's fine. It's fine.
No, no,
I'm
I
more
didn't ask
than
you to cut
happy
me
to
off, though,
take.
Isaac. I didn't ask you to cut me
Okay,
off.
go ahead. And I didn't ask to be defended.
I'm not defending you. I'm defending my platform. What are you talking about?
Then what does that have to do with my name then?
Anyway, so this is not going to be a platform where it is that if one of our hosts have asked for someone to come on, and it's in a manner in which is that this particular person needs to come and defend themselves. I don't want it ever to be a thing where there's no avenue for that person to come on and speak. It's not fair whatsoever. And I asked uh, uh, Christy several occasions if it is that she was cool to continue, and she said yes. So thank you very much, Nat, for your comments, and I will repeat myself. At any point in time, if it is that we say, and we're talking about anything triggering, please, 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 please leave. Do not expose yourself to anything that may cause you harm. Leave and come back. Maybe come back tomorrow. Maybe come back in 10 minutes, see if it is that we've moved on from that particular topic. But it would not stop us from having conversations that are difficult. We are going to have conversations that are difficult. We are. Even before we started this particular show, I asked him, man, look, when do we talk about these particular topics? We have like 5 or 6 different questions that we could explore. Or is it that we should just focus on this particular thing? And we had our conversation. Imran said yes. Let's wait. So we waited. But here we are. Because that's happened. That's what happened in life. Life happens that way sometimes. You can't plan things like that, especially when emotions are involved. You can't plan it.
Yeah.
And because this happened, look at the wonderful thing that I was shared when it is Andrew came on. Look at that. The opportunity for Jordan to basically show some kindness to Isaac and his good work. Look, but we will never look to dead these particular conversations. It's not going to happen. So if it is that you feel these conversations are detrimental, please, to your health, please leave and come back another time. We have so much variety on this particular show. I mean, there are times when it is we're laughing, times when it is that we're crying, times when it is we're angry. That's the flex of this particular show. So I appreciate your comments. Now, well, please be guided, man. Please be guided. Cause I ain't gonna stop saying the
I did
same
want to
different
ask,
thing. I'm gonna say
is
it again and again and again and again and again. Sorry.
Okay.
Go on.
No, my apologies for the interruption. I did want to ask, is that the same chat with Nat that came into the Discord when I was having a discussion with Andrew?
I don't know. Because I feel you're gonna go somewhere. I don't know.
Why? Why?
No, because again, these you know what? Let's keep that low.
Thank
Black
you.
Rob as well. Hop into the Discord, and we have Mirad in the audience, which would be perfect for him to come up. So Nat, when I was having a discussion with Andrew solely of academic nature, decided, as she has to some extent today, to say that I was being prickly. Fair enough. You're entitled to your opinion. And then she sent a message at some point to Brent, as Brent said the next day, that she had no idea of the situation and that she is like taking a stand back because of perhaps over-exaggerated claims of Jason running X amount of miles in X amount of days. So I want to ask those people whose stance was polarized by these perhaps over-exaggerated claims or whatever have you, what made you be neutral, or what made you believe in that, or believe that spoke to Dr. Jason's academic prowess or standing?
The shortcomings of being a human being.
100% is the human condition. It's the human condition. Literally.
Okay. And in continuation, Mirad, I believe, and again, Christy was somebody who spoke against this. When the man in the van this brother from Ends, Push Past 40, saying that he went to school with Jason and Nibs, and something about Jason not being mute, right? There were now questions about Dr. Jason actually being autistic. Where did that come from? How have you given so much credence to a random man off of TikTok to be able to now question Dr. Arday's conditions? And finally, again, but I did speak to it. What was the word that BlackRock used? It was that he. What was the word that he used?
Whoa.
Do you want to
That's other BlackRock. My bad.
remember and come back? There's other people in the Discord, man.
Okay, I'll remember.
Okay. All right.
Let that not be his excuse.
Okay. All right. Is anybody?
Thank you very much, Isaac, and thank you very much, Andrew. That was wonderful. Thank you, Ed. Sorry, Ed. Do you have any final thoughts?
I'll be real. This conversation's gone way beyond where I'd hoped this was gonna go. So it's kind of taking me out of my game in terms of where I was sort of.
Sorry about that, mate.
I'll try. Give me like a minute, just sort of try and sort of process again, and then I'll come back to you with some final thoughts.
Cool. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right.
Remember, if I can chime in.
Okay, go on.
Last point.
Yeah, Black Rob referred to him as a mascot, which I immediately combated, citing that he has to have some academic prowess to have reached that level, that he would have brushed shoulders with plenty of professors in his field, in and around his field, and these are gatekeepers. He would not have been allowed to pass through that barrier. So I want to ask, what, in terms of they could understand, or specifically Black Rob, what could you understand of his academic standing that spoke to him being a mascot?
All right, thank you very much. And Anna, you need to basically come into the studio, yeah? I see you, and I really like you, but you need to come to the studio, right? I'll say no more. All right, cool. Thank you very much, Isaac. Appreciate you. Let's look off the Discord.
All right, let's close off the Discord for now, man.
All right.
Yeah, just for today, innit? For the rest of today.
Yes.
All right, we got a couple more videos, and then we can.
Oh no! Then I'll leave it on then.
Okay, cool. Yeah. We won't spend too long because I feel like we've already touched on many points already. But there's a video here. The next video is actually from the Prime Minister, and this is just to show you obviously where this conversation has gone to. You know what I'm saying? Like why it's even gone all the way up to the PM. You know what I'm saying? And then after that, I want us to go back to the media.
Mm-hmm. It's a really dense subject, man.
It is. But like all these type of, especially conversation like
it's
this,
a tragedy.
It's
like work for us. Come on.
It's a tragedy on so many levels, but particularly just for everybody who knew Jason, his family, obviously, his friends. We think of them today. It's not a moment for any rushing to judgment. It's a moment for reflection, I would say. Reflecting on how things came to this. A really sad and sorry state of affairs, and I think we just all today think of Jason, his contribution, and his family and friends. It's a tragedy. It's a tragedy.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that. Jordan said something important earlier. That I mean, to be fair, I think all of us, especially if we use our brains properly, we can all see that this started because this is a black man. Right? Let's go there, right? And we can see that this was unwarranted, very disproportionate. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, Jordan said something earlier that this wasn't just a case of a black man who was a professor. You know what I'm saying? You might have an Isaac, for example, who becomes a professor, right? But he's in oncology and cancer and things of that nature. Right? Fair enough. But it's the type of things he was using his professorship for. Do you get what I'm saying? Which caused more of an issue for the maniacs out there, like Coffiners. So I want to read so that people who you don't have the time or whatever, you just don't know certain things that he was saying, what some of his work was about, right? So his actual PhD wasn't related on that. It was, again, he's a sociology professor, right? So that was more so about an exploration of peer mentoring among student teachers to inform reflective practice within the context of action research. But again, he's in that position. But look at what his other work is about, right? So Cambridge's own academic profile described his research as focusing on race and higher education, right? Intersectionality, mental health, neurodiversity, and cultural studies. This is what all the things that his work encompasses. Yeah, Liverpool John Moores similarly described his research as focusing on race inequalities within education, particularly racial and intersectional inequality in higher education. And when you look at his publication and things of that nature, right, go back to 2019. One of his papers that he published, Dismantling Power and Privilege Through Reflexivity, right? Negotiating Normative Whiteness, the Eurocentric Curriculum, and racial microaggressions within the academy. This is the reason why.
And that's why
it adds
Coffness
to
had
the-
such
Thank you very much.
ritual for such, because that goes this completely against it.
You see what I'm saying? But it didn't just stop there. It wasn't just a hobby for him, right? He's got another one, Breaking the Chain, Reimagining Inclusive Pedagogy and Decolonizing the Curriculum within the academy. He went further again. No One Can See Me Cry, Understanding Mental Health Issues for Black and Ethnic Minority Academic Staff in Higher Education. He went further again. More to Prove and More to Lose, Race, Racism, and Precarious Employment in Higher Education. That's what he was doing, man. You see what I'm saying? So again, to what your point is, it wasn't just the position of Jason Arday. It was also what he was utilizing his position for, the work he was doing. And you know what I'm saying? That was a threat to the racists out there who had a problem. You see what I'm saying? Yes, the image alone of a black man, dreadlocks, young, vibrant, doing certain things, you know what I'm saying, that they can never do in their wildest dreams, made them say, okay, let's look at this. But then seeing this man is hacking away with all of this stuff is also a problem. You know what I'm saying? So I think we have to be mindful of all those things. And like our good brother Andrew said, we've lost a good one here. You know what I'm saying? This is what happens, man. It's sad, man.
Yeah, I don't
Really
think
sad.
it was hyperbole comparing him to some of the greats because just that individual that Andrew was mentioning, who Dr. Arday made it possible for her
Yeah.
to even get that.
The impact, innit?
Oh my goodness.
The impact.
Oh my goodness. And how many more examples of her is littered out there that we don't know about?
Yeah, even Lavinia and the black curriculum.
Yeah, exactly.
In the early days, like stuff, she's like they've posted like.
Yeah, he's been to the events. He's spoken
impactful.
at the events.
How
the
impactful,
platforms,
even
yeah.
like even behind the scenes. So.
Yeah, man. It's sad, man.
We've.
I want to say thank you for the
sacrificed our
opportunity,
own
by the
for
way.
what?
Yeah. No, I just want to say thank you for even the opportunity to come in and speak on this as well, because, yeah, I don't know why. Well, I do know why. The first person I thought of, like, literally, I messaged Brent to say I want to come and speak on it. And I wasn't even thinking about the show before that moment, but for some reason I felt like this is a time and place for me to come and talk, and come back to the show. And yeah, I want to give you guys the flowers as well, just for having a platform like this, for these kind of subjects to be talked about, and fleshed out in the way that you do.
Appreciate it, man. Also, before we wrap up, is there somebody in Discord that wants to talk?
Ed think wants to share his final thoughts. Ed.
Okay. In fact, yeah. Sorry, Ed. Before we come to you, let me just play this clip as well, just in case.
You don't?
No, say yeah, I'll do it after.
Okay,
Play the
cool.
clip. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, just in case you want to add on to this as well. I had a clip talking about the media harassing his family. In fact, play that. Let's play that. The very last clip.
All right, okay.
This is Dr. Shola, I believe, who's talking about this. Just so you can see the extent. Even though the man's gone now, this is what the media is still doing.
I don't.
Oh, serious?
Yeah.
Okay, so on to the next.
Technical difficulties, man.
Yeah. There's always a mute thing on that one, man. It doesn't. Hey, when it doesn't work. Anyway, I hope this one works, because this is one that I'm not making this about myself, but I just, you understand. I think sometimes when we choose our allies, we get excited. This is why I always say we're black first, and it needs to be over everything, right? Because this is what will happen. You guys who are guilty out there of doing this, you believe, yeah, the liberals are on our side. We have allies. You know what I'm saying? The hippie looking ones or the ones who like to do the whole Sakura look. Everything just gone. You know what I'm saying? That wanna be.
I never heard that word before, but I know what you're talking about.
yeah. Christy knows. You know what I'm saying? And I want to act like they're on our team. This is what Navarro Media was doing. So one of our sisters.
Can you imagine?
Oh, man.
Yeah, I
You
saw
know
this.
what I'm saying?
I saw this clip.
Oh, man.
Right. Nice working again. This one?
Yeah, that's the one.
That Navarro surprised that Navarro Media's coverage of Jason Arday was bad. What I'm surprised about is that one of the presenters of that coverage was on Sky News yesterday talking about how the media should have been more measured in their coverage of the story. How dare you? This is a person that said that Jason Arday was bad at his job, that he was waffling in his lectures, and could not be bothered to critically analyse where this story had come from. I'm pointing out Navarro Media especially because they claim to be a news source of the left. Therefore, we're going to hold you to higher standards. In their reporting, something I find really ironic was that there was no original reporting, no double checking of facts. They were just spouting the same thing that the right-wing media had reported. Is that not the same plagiarism that you were accusing Jason Arday of? If you wanted a left-wing analysis of this story, you could look into why there is so much pressure to publish on professors, on academics, not even to get promotions, but just to keep their job. You would look at the institution and commercialization of academia, and you would see that a lot of new research published are just repetitions of theories and things that have already been proven in the past. Data sets are reused constantly. It is a very common practice in academia because there is not money and resources allocated to original research, especially in the field of sociology. It's not uncommon for data sets, and this is qualitative data in sociology, to be used again and again by the same researchers. Why? Because they are pressured to have new bibliographies, pressured to have new references, citations that are more modern. It doesn't matter the contents of the paper. That's not Jason Arday's fault. That's an institutional problem. Instead, the critical analysis that Navarro Media offered was this reporter saying, oh, I've had black academics say that there's a target on their back now because of this Jason Arday story, without questioning the racism in putting one person as the poster face of their entire race. I couldn't even bother to watch the Sky News interview. I'm so angry. But something that really pisses me off about Navarro Media is that this has become an incubation center so that they can go to the legacy media corporations that they claim to hate. Aaron Bastani, Michael Walker love to go on GP News. And let me tell you something, when they're invited to Sky News, GB News, BBC, whatever, they're offered £50 and 30 minutes notice to get on the screen. You're a tap dancer. You're a backup dancer. You're an afterthoughts. And everything before and after you speak continues to reiterate the white supremacist world that these people live in. You act as if you're going there to add to a debate, going there to offer a different perspective. You are going there to be laughed at. And the media platform that you are supposed to be building, you are using to regurgitate right-wing talking points. Do better. Bloody hell, like, where is your journalistic integrity? I stopped being a supporter of Navarro Media years ago when their co-founder Aaron Bastani started dobbing it in Palestinian protesters to the police. And so often I thought that the people of colour, especially women of colour that are constantly pushed to the front to talk about these issues, are hostages, but actually they're exactly where they want to be, right? You would leave, there's been enough instances where you would leave, enough instances of anti-blackness, enough instances of regurgitating right-wing stories without interpreting why these are stories. The eugenicist who started this story is still walking free and Jason Arday is dead. You mocked him, you laughed at him, you said that his lecture was pure waffle. Hello, can any students please comment in the chat if you've never been to a lecture that hasn't been waffled before? Is that a death sentence? Is that somebody that is supposed to die? And why was this Navarro Media presenter offered this Sky News slot? It's so that they could say, oh, we've got a person of colour to speak about the Jason Arday case. They said that we need to be a bit more measured. They can use the conservative tone. They can use the, oh, can we just dial it back a bit? They can do the pleading. And the rest of us can continue without any type of self-shame, without any type of reflection. That is what it is to be a DEI hire. That is what it is to be a DEI hire. Surprised that Navarro Media's coverage of Jason Arday was bad.
There you go. So I just wanted to remind you all, because I know a lot of us get excited.
I don't know why they've been propped up anyway.
You have to ask them,
so wait,
people
because
who
they're
love
left
Labour and
wing.
Green.
Because they're left wing, they are
What did you just
superior.
say? What did you just say?
Don't worry, let's not. No, I don't. I'm going to start talking
Coward.
mad. I'm going to impossible.
Say what you said.
I will now, because of this. For those people who love Labour and Green, who see salvation in the left, this is a reminder. This is a reminder. All we have is ourselves. Say it every goddamn week. This is a reminder. Oh, but my friend James O'Brien, cut the hair, shave, bald, Gary Stevenson. Everybody's a goddamn friend to you. This is what happens. Nobody cares. You're just numbers. All you have is yourself. Accept your own and be yourself. That's simple.
And they'll use people of colour.
100%. Every goddamn day is happening.
People of colour.
Every goddamn day.
Not a natural black person. People of colour. I hate that term, by the way.
It's a damn shame, and this is why the Coughnessers of the world can come out there and start talking. We have to start moving correctly, guys. We can condemn and criticize our own people in private. You see what I'm saying? But any time somebody steps up to try and criticize anybody from our community, we have to have a no policy, a no-go policy. We have to do something.
We'll get back to this conversation.
No, we will. We
Because
100%.
I'm still on this committee.
I hear you. No, I hear you.
If you're anti-black and you're actively causing damage and you're...
I think that's different, though. I think that's different because that's still her being anti-black to us, so we're responding.
Fair, we get on to that.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
okay, cool. Yeah. But I'm just saying, generally speaking, this is what can happen. This is what can happen. Telegraph, Daily Mail, you people's Salvation Navarro do the same goddamn thing. You see what I'm saying? No, that's what's happening. You know what I'm saying? The reform.
Brian is there thinking, what the hell did I...
Yeah. No, he's part of it. All of them. It's part of it. Because you lot, instead of you to do for self, you saw the building over there that says black and coming too. You just forgot that you were just going to be a waiter. That's all you forgot. Then you saw representation. No, own the building, man. Let's talk for ourselves, because that way we can have people like Jason Arday come to our establishment, speak with us, edify us, and then protect him. You see what I'm saying? Rather than people like that being out there and all of a sudden they're just left. They're left because from all sides of the media, they're hitting him. You see what I'm saying? The man was vulnerable. Nah, man, it's not right, man. So anyway,
definitely
at the right time we will talk, innit?
There definitely needs to be a base where you can feel like you can come to.
True indeed, 100%.
And you're going to get the support.
Yes.
Like, I know if I come here, I'm going to get X, Y, Z.
This is it. The man from Uncle said he man ain't never beaten the allegation. Which allegation? Of being pro-black? Or?
No, I know what he's talking about.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
What is it to do with?
Not focusing on that right now.
Sure?
Yeah.
All right. Would I have done a Hiroshima or something? Would I have dropped the bomb and destroyed the show?
No, just derail it a bit.
Okay. All right, let's be guided. At the end of the day, we have to love ourselves, man. That's what I'm trying to say. Accept your own and be yourself, guys. And I hope we do learn from this. And obviously, at the appropriate time, we'll come back to certain things and we can talk about it with some nuance and things of that nature, man. But yeah. Anything else you guys want to know?
We definitely need to be more militant with building the same type of thing that we are flipping saying that we need right now. To protect who you want to protect all across the board. What do we need?
Our own.
All right.
That's it.
All right.
That's it.
But we need to be militant about it. All this time, during this particular time when it is that we're out in numbers, sharing our emotions in the manner in which we're doing, cool. But when it comes time to now build up those particular structures and institutions that will achieve what we want to achieve, we need to be as militant. We need to be as passionate. We need to be as emotionally invested. You get me? Yeah. But we'll come back to that.
Back to that. The Mo code says, okay, man, just have to quickly before we move on. I have to. You understand? He says, okay, man, I'm going to support David Lammy because he's black too. That's your.
I told you. Let's go to the different time. Because I hear it.
Okay. Cool.
I hear it.
Okay, at a different time, we'll talk about it.
I hear it.
Yeah,
I think I also hear your point, right? I want to explore all of the.
Because my point makes sense.
In certain circumstances, I do believe that I can get on board with that, right? But I don't know. I think this is a more nuanced conversation. Yeah, I want to flesh it all out.
We'll at the appropriate time.
We're the fleshing platform, innit?
Indeed.
Thank you very much, Jordan. I like that. Yeah.
What about the whole conversation about certain, obviously, gossip sites that were adding, that were adding
smoky time.
That's true, man.
To it, and then they were also now deleting stuff.
Yeah.
Along with it.
I think apparently someone said their numbers is dwindling at the moment. I don't know. Just going down. But people will forget by tomorrow.
I like this. Yeah, that's gonna happen definitely.
Master L14 says CEO report came out and the numbers aren't where it needs to be at. We need to invest and build this platform.
You know, I love that comment.
Yeah?
I love the comment, man. Because obviously he's read the annual report.
Yeah.
100%. That
big him up because he's an investor.
100%. Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes. But again, I appreciate everybody who's answered the call in the first place. You understand? And it's still early doors. I can't stress enough. It's so early doors. But my friend, it's never too early to what?
Invest. Because if you don't invest, you're gonna die.
Yeah, man.
It's that simple, man. I know it sounds a bit like I'm exaggerating and whatnot.
It's life or death, as it is that we've been talking about. Yeah,
it really is.
It's life or death.
It really is. But yeah, man. All right, cool. We got some more headlines.
That's why I appreciate Andrew and what it is that he's building over there. It's not just on a talking thing.
Sure, indeed.
It's not just on a talking thing.
And again, rest in peace to Dr. Jason.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Brent, before we
No, we didn't forget you. Didn't forget you.
No, I was gonna say I put because obviously you're struggling with the Instagram Dr. Charlotte clips. So I put the Twitter one in Discord. So you want to try that?
Oh, just because of time, we're just gonna leave that one.
Okay.
But thanks, Ed.
Thank you very
as
much.
Always, man. Appreciate it.
Glad you realised I was struggling with it.
No worries.
Who else is there? Oh, okay. I thought somebody else was there. All right, cool. Let's go on to the rest of the headlines.
All right. Sorry, did you want to say your final thought before we go on, Ed?
Yeah, you can. Yeah, it's fine. Just for me, my thought about I don't want to sort of rehash anything that we've already said, to good or bad. I don't want to rehash any of that stuff that we've already gone about. But just for me, as Christy said, the primary focus today, the primary focus is Dr. Jason Arday is honouring him as a man, as a very as a good one, as we were saying, he's definitely a good one. There's nothing there's nothing that anyone can tell me that doesn't make me know that we've truly lost someone important to the cause. And I pray that whatever comes of this, that we as a people come back to a place where empathy and humanity is what leads the way at the end of the day with us, because too many of us get caught up in the BS of everything around it, and get caught up in trying to throw our politics into it or throw our agendas into it and then just forget that this is a human being's life. And I'm like, at the end of the day, that man, that family will never get that man back, and whatnot. And I just want to focus. I want that to be the focus. I want that, when everyone at the end of this remembers that, everyone watching, those who will be watching back later or listening in later on DSPs and whatnot, like, just remember that, that it's think of the man. Think of when you're leading with anything in this life. Anytime you see a one of us, them coming after one of us, lead with the humanity, because they're gonna try and strip it from us. They've been trying to strip it from us ever since they first discovered us. Since they first found that we existed. They've been trying to strip it from us. So just like make sure we're out here focused. Like these platforms are focusing on the humanity. That we as just individuals are focusing on the humanity. Just that's all I care about. I want to make sure that. Obviously we can't guarantee this will never happen again, but I would, I want to make sure that we're doing everything in our power to, at least, God forbid, if it does happen again, we can all look in the mirror at ourselves and say that, we led with our humanity here, and we only cared about the human being, and we didn't care about the BS behind it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'll leave it at that one.
Appreciate it very much. Thank you, man.
Thanks, Ed.
All right, let's get into some more headlines.
And for us to go and now pull him out when it is that he's getting mashed up by them, I'm just in our lives. I hear it. Do that. I don't know at all.
At the right time, then.
Google.
It'll be good. It'll be good though. All right, people. So our next headline, man: an investigation finds 280 City of London Corporation members directly trafficked Africans during chattel slavery. So a new investigation has found that 280 past members of the City of London Corporation were directly involved in trafficking enslaved Africans. The findings add to growing scrutiny of the historic ties between the city's civic institutions and the transatlantic slave trade. Campaigners say that the research strengthens the case for the corporation to go further on reparative justice, and also public acknowledgement. It follows years of similar research uncovering slavery links across British financial and civic institutions. Next headline, and Michaela Mensah has begun her master's degree at Harvard after more than 1,300 people donated to a community-led fundraiser. The campaign, which started small, gained national attention and backing from her alma mater, the University of Cambridge. She's now paid her tuition, secured her visa, and is starting her studies in the US. Basically, she's going to Harvard, guys. She's going to Harvard. And organizers say that the response, Michaela Mensah. So she's done everything, Cambridge, all of that, but she's doing the next thing there.
Extended.
Yeah. And organizers say that the response shows the strength of the community support when black students' ambitions are given a public platform. So that's from the Black Current news platform as well. So basically it's just saying that, you know what, when she needed assistance with the funding and everything.
Community came through.
Yeah, the community came through.
Love that.
You know what I'm saying? So big up everybody who did that. And our last headline, nearly 30 years, we spoke about this last week, but this is just a little update. Nearly 30 years after the rapper's killing, rapper being Tupac Shakur, a jury has finally been seated in the trial of Dwayne Keefe D. Davis, accused of orchestrating the shooting. Davis was arrested in 2023 after years without any arrest in the case, following his own public comments implicating himself in interviews and a memoir. Prosecutors say that Davis directed the drive-by shooting that killed Tupac Shakur in Las Vegas in September of 1996. Crazy, 30 years ago. The trial is expected to draw significant attention decades after the killing became one of hip-hop's most enduring unsolved mysteries. And that's it for our headlines, man. Let's get into the reaction. Thank you. All right, Community Shield.
What do you mean? Champions and that?
Yeah. It's the only position for Arsenal.
Only
You know what I'm
position.
saying? You know what I'm saying?
Did you watch the game?
I didn't, you know.
All right, I had to watch it.
Mm.
Yeah, and I had to listen to commentary as well.
What's your thoughts? Well, let me give the scores. Arsenal beat Man City 3-0.
3-0.
3-0. But yeah, what's your thoughts, man?
Yeah, I love the commentary. Oh, is that what you're asking me? You're probably not asking me that. Probably tell me what the game in it.
Yeah,
game was great.
Mm.
Yeah, parliamentary proceedings.
Come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
Look forward to the season. I'm looking forward to us getting a couple of attackers.
That's just always been the.
Yeah.
I hear it. But if you can win it without them, will they actually get them?
Yes, I do believe they definitely want them.
Okay. You say you want them?
Yeah, we want them.
All right, cool.
Definitely.
Well, Calafiori, Havertz, and Odegaard, they were the ones who scored, right?
Yes.
And, yeah. Maresca, who's the new.
Yep, you're learning in real time. Find out
Come
real
on,
time.
you understand?
Yep.
Just like the chat. The new Man City boss. Yeah, it's not really a great start. It's not really a great start for him, innit? That's what happens when you go up against Arsenal. You know what I'm saying? 3-0. The big up Arsenal. There was also some boxing, man.
Yeah.
Clarissa Shields.
Yes.
Come
She's
on.
back, you know what I'm saying? The greatest woman of all times.
All time.
Mm-hmm.
I think she's been undisputed bare times now. She just goes up to heavyweight. She's come down to middleweight. And she beat up Kay Scott. Big up Kay Scott, though. She tried. You know what I'm saying? She defended her.
She actually did pretty
titles.
well, to be fair.
Yeah.
Better than I thought she was going to be honest with you.
There you go. She got stopped. You know what I'm saying? TKO, round 6.
She brought the pressure most of the she was coming forward quite often. But obviously Clarissa Shields, isn't it?
Yeah. That's it, man. Like she can't be beaten.
She's inevitable.
Yeah. It's I want to say
Shout out
sad.
Christy. Name Seek and that.
Krista Shields, yeah. Krista
You know what I'm
Shields.
saying?
You're dumb, man.
I was confused.
I was so confused.
I'm an intellectual.
Oh, you're not inept.
No. Not when I give you compliments.
But yeah, man. Now I'm just gonna say it's a bit sad because I don't feel like Clarissa Shields has the best competition. If she was like the lightweight or something, she could fight the what's her name?
Lauren Price, Katie Taylor,
And Katie Taylor, the Price,
Natasha Jonas.
all these guys you're meant to
women.
Gardner.
Yeah.
Dubois as well.
Yeah. That'll be a good one.
Oh, what's the person?
There's a Dubois.
Daniel, yeah, sister. Caroline.
Yeah, his sister, yeah.
Amazing.
course.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
amazing.
yeah. She's champion. What WBC champion?
Yeah. I want to see her fight Baumgartner.
That looks interesting.
A fight.
Yeah.
Who's the one who lost to Kate Taylor though?
Serrano.
No, Cameron.
Okay.
Remember they had the trilogy. She did
Amanda
trilogy.
Serrano.
No, she did
Yeah.
with Serrano, but she had another trilogy. Somebody in the chat tell me please. I'm pretty sure it's Cameron. Was it a trilogy or maybe just a double? Maybe it was just two. Yeah, I think it was just two actually. And after the second one, Kate Taylor didn't fight her again. But big up Kate Taylor. But anyway, I say all that just to say around those weight classes, it would have been like a lot better to see them fight Carissa Shields. Carissa Shields still would have done the job though. She's just too good. You know what I'm saying? The only thing, I guess, if I even want to say there's something about her game, is just that she doesn't get enough knockouts, I think. You know what I'm saying? But I think with the women only having 2-minute rounds, I think that's also going to steal the opportunity from them. You know what I'm saying?
But there was one recently where they increased that, wasn't?
Yeah, so Serrano's been a big advocate for that.
Yeah.
He really wants yes, we're women, but we're boxers. Treat us the same.
Was that the recent one? Serrano and Taylor
I think
that was increased. There was a recent one that was like free.
I think she's been wanting that, but you're right.
There was one.
There was one, yeah. But I don't think it was Serrano and Taylor. I think their third one was still 2-minute rounds, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, but again, their trilogy was incredible. Big them up as well. But yeah, that's what's happening, man. But guys, obviously not this weekend, but the next weekend will be a big fight for Itama.
Yeah.
Taking on Hergovic. We're gonna be talking about that.
What
you know
time
what I'm
is
saying? What time?
What time would the fight be?
Probably around like 10ish, because that's gonna be the
10 p.m.
O2. Yeah. It's
Gonna
be the O2.
We can stream it.
Oh, we will be streaming, bro.
Yeah.
We have to.
Mic you up.
Yes, indeed.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So you okay?
Yeah. We got plans, man.
Pull up, man.
Yeah.
Can I pull up?
Oh, so he's coming.
Yeah.
That's good, man.
Yeah, we got
Give
plans.
you the thing. You get me.
You understand?
All right then.
Stay tuned, guys. We got something to talk to you
Come on.
about. But yeah, that's gonna be a good one. But yeah, obviously closer to the fight, we'll talk about that. That is it, man. I think that's pretty much it. That's all I wanted to mention in the reaction.
Amazing.
Anything else you guys want to add? Before we wrap up?
Christy?
What do I want to say? I just want to reiterate that, obviously, Dr. Jason's life, and I'm gonna say I hope we learn from it, but anyway, my position will always be my position. So, and I stand on it.
Oh, someone. Sorry, you finished. Sorry.
No, it's okay.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I want to say. So I've also put in an application myself to do a PhD.
Come on.
London College of Fashion.
Come on.
If hopefully I'll get the news whether I've been accepted to the next stage, maybe in like October, November, maybe, but it won't start until January. Practice based. Looking into areas such as, again, neurodivergence, coming from interdisciplinary practices, and equitable intellectual property also. Trying to find a framework for have a better system for the creator economy, to have a bit more fairer tools in regards to revenue shares, and that kind of stuff. So yeah, that's what I'm looking into.
Dope.
Amazing.
Hopefully
we get some
things
good
progresses,
news.
but yeah, we'll see.
Dope, man. Glad to hear it, man. That would be amazing, man, for you to
100%.
let us know that news. You know what I'm saying? When, God willing, you get the positive news, man.
Yes.
But yeah, that's pretty much it, man. I hope everyone obviously enjoyed the show. It was sad. Obviously, we kind of went to different places. But I do hope everyone saw where we wanted it to be, which is to focus on the man, you know what I'm saying, and how much of a contribution he made to the black community and just to academia, you know what I'm saying? And also to remember that we have to remember there are people out there who do not like our progression. They will question it when you get into certain positions of power. And that is what makes you a target. And so let's not feed into it, you know what I'm saying? Big up Dr. Mani. She says, can the guest come back, please? I don't think we got to see as much as we could have from him. We did.
Talking about me? Oh.
Yeah, we did the first time. But
I think she knows what she's asking for. But he will be back. He will definitely be back. Open door policy over here.
Big up Jordan, man. Yeah, man. I appreciate you coming, man. Joining us, man.
Appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, have we had any dilemmas? We've not had no dilemmas.
What's the switch it off, Chris?
Sorry.
Switch it off. Sorry. You've done what you need to do. They remember you, Jordan, man. Man, like, he will be back.
Yeah,
He'll be
man.
back.
You Jordan again?
Can you remember your first time here?
Yeah, of course.
You guys. Oh man, that was such a fun memory. But please, you need to be back in shorter time so that we could erase that or replace that memory. No, we can't erase things here. You're a Gates, bro.
No, I mean.
End the year wrap up on that. All right, cool. This is Dr. Manny's fault, to be honest. I blame you. Don't come with this, please. All right, all the stakeholders, please check your emails. All of our investors, please check your emails. You have mail from Stephen. If it is you want to reply, because a couple of people have already replied to the email with wonderful comments. Yeah, please keep them coming. We're on a long journey. We are not stopping, are we, Emmanuel?
Impossible.
Impossible.
No matter who tries to come against us.
Nope.
Fully fortified.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? No community.
Nope.
Let me not start. I'll start.
And there've been forces.
I'm telling you.
And there've been forces.
They've tried.
They've been
many
forces.
times.
They have tried.
They've tried things through the
been
Google,
forces.
Microsoft Exchange routes. They've tried things through the internet. They've tried things through the YouTube. They've tried, guys. So invest or die. I'm telling you for free.
Yeah, man.
This will be the last boat. You guys don't support TMB. It's a wrap for Black folks. I'm just telling you. It's the last
But
ship.
the coming year, based on what we already shared in the annual report, the coming year is going to be very, very exciting. And we need all of your prayers. We need all of your support. And make sure that we're fortified, man.
True indeed.
Make sure we're fortified.
But support us like you support Bouncer.
You know what I'm saying? Oh man. All right, man.
See y'all tomorrow at 8:15.
Share the video with somebody, please.
Come on.
Peace.
Come on.
Bye.
Thank you for all the contributors today. Thanks for the chat, popping it off and this, that, and next. Love you all. And
TMB, not TNG.
I also saw TBN.
We got some work to do. But it's all right. We love you guys.
Please
Not
be kind.
Crazy.
Please be kind to one another. Please drink plenty water and mind your mother effing buys nice.
Stay black.
Yep.
Come on.
Yeah.